At the end, let it benefit us. May it not be only a talk, but let there be an opportunity that will open ways that from today, as many as are on this platform will be exposed, and their time with us or being UN youth volunteers will not be wasted. Many more opportunities will come, and we can always refer to this day. And the Lord has been good to us. Amen.
Amen. Thank you,
Amen.
Excellent.
Okay, so the main reason why we are meeting today is to discuss or hear from our His Excellency Bannister, who is one of the senior men when it comes to the Department of Global Communications, when it comes to being an individual who has desires to be close to the United Nations. He's going to talk to you about how you can be a volunteer or desire um, to sacrifice your time pushing an agenda that is resolved at the UN, but then you will not just be just jumping around, or I volunteer, I'm a volunteer. Most of us belongs to different organizations, different youth groups. But when you dedicate yourself to being a volunteer, that has to do with what the UN wants people to do. There are lots of opportunities out there. Some people too have the different understanding and mindset when it comes to being a volunteer of the UN. Some people think that once you desire that, so I want to push the UN agenda, it means that there's some money sitting somewhere that you can just go and take for free. Some people also think that once you join any group that is volunteering for the UN, it means that then you must have access to the UN budget. Some people too think that it's a whole lot of mindset, and some people think that everything about the UN is funded. In as much as it's true, it's not true. There are lots of ways too that you can have your way as you develop yourself and grow in the field. I'm glad that I see the third global vice president, my own team member here. I don't know that he's so on Farid, who has done UN work, volunteered in Pakistan, now in the United States of America. And maybe since our UN chief is not in, he can share some of his experiences and how you can attract funding for the things you do. From my own point of view, I have volunteered for the UN for very, very long time. I have never attracted funding. So does it mean I'm not doing something right? It's one of the questions that you can ask me. And the first thing I'll say is that out of ignorance, I was just doing my own thing. That personally, I like to volunteer, I like to serve, I like to do my own NGO. And so I met other people that brought this whole thing that traces from what the UN wants people to do. I just saw myself doing everything just local among my people. We just put our money together and do the things we do. No exposure, no network. And unfortunately, in some countries, when you want to even get closer to some of the UN agencies or UN organizations, they think, who are you? The whole thing looks like a cartel. It belongs to some people. When there are job opportunities, it revolves within the same people until I decided to expand. I started to do things different. And I saw myself getting closer to people who are within the UN circles. But maybe I got the opportunity to go to the US. There will be somebody in Ghana or in Sierra Leone or in Kenya or anybody. I see other people on this platform from different countries. And maybe you might not get opportunities to go to the US to get close to other people that will open up more. I see that the countries that suffer the most are people who are usually within Africa. One of the typical things that Africans like to do when they get things is just them. It's just them. So it revolves within certain class of people. So you can be in Africa and be volunteering your time and doing everything, and you still not get the help that you need. Or you yourself, are you going to grow in it? And I also say that one of the ways, the easiest way you can get closer to something that you want, if it's not coming your way, is volunteer your time into that situation or into that environment. And then you can get closer to people that you can talk to. And that's how I have decided to live my life now. And that's how come I've met all those UN chiefs and UN bosses who are now ready and to teach us how we can. William, please mute your microphone. How we can attract the necessary departments or environment, not even as a group, but as individuals who are ready to volunteer, how we can grow and get closer to UN stuff. And also for a few of the young people who want to be diplomats. I know a lot of people want to be diplomats, so if they have to volunteer with Red Cross or anything that's any kind of link to the UN, they'll choose that. Why? Because they believe that that's how they can get closer to it. So today, the man that's supposed to be talking to us, because that's for me, I've been doing all the talking, but I feel like if we get a neutral person who will come and talk to us, it will be the best. And the good thing is that we are the International Youth Network for the UN Security Council. Resolution 2250 is affiliated. Now, what we have done is that to build affiliations with other accredited UN organizations and then other individuals who are within the UN circles that have been given the privilege to help individuals who love the UN work. For example, if you want to have a seat at any of the UN headquarters and be part of decision making and be part of like be a UN rep, how can you achieve that? Can you just get that being a UN volunteer? Or is this a way to go about it? We don't want people to just waste their time thinking, oh, I'm just volunteering. I like to volunteer like me. Regardless of whether I get help, I get support, I just love to volunteer. That's me naturally. But it also makes sense. And it's good to know that in this area or this environment that I'm volunteering my time, the opportunities that I can tap into that grow myself, that can pave way for me to have the right people in my circles, that can make way for me to even not if not me, maybe because I'm old, but my children can benefit. You know, he just WhatsApped me that he's leaving a meeting, he'll be joining us soon. So this is what we are going to be hearing today. So I beg you, for the few minutes that he is going to come, I'm very happy if most of you in the group that you are, remind people to just join the links when he comes. And you have every departmental person in the group to hear the news can spread and all the opportunity. And there are lots of opportunities. Last year, when I went to the US, we had a meeting with our UN chief, and he told me that there's a new mandate that the UN has given him that all the affiliate groups must do. And it's even purely for the youth. You know, if you want to be a UN peace ambassador, you see some of you here that I'm called Her Excellency. I went to school for it. In the UN circles, if you want to be given a seat at any table at the UN headquarters, there are UN peace ambassadorial courses that you do. It is not advertised. So you see, it's the same thing. Why is not advertised? How would you even hear about it? So it means that you must be somebody who is within the UN circles and you are with certain people, then it's exposed to you. You understand? Otherwise, you volunteer all your life. And you're not even a lot of people are in Ghana, they are even doing the SDG job, but they are not even aware that it's a UN agenda. They are not even aware that what they are doing is part of the Sustainable Development Goals. Some people are calling themselves UN volunteers, but they don't even know what a Sustainable Development Goal is. You know, so today you're going to hear a lot, and the opportunities that the UN is expanding and exposing to young people. I mean, like with us, even though the name is International Youth Network, we are bringing in a lot of adults now. When we first started, the first 2 years, it was strictly for youth. But realize that the youth needs adults to mentor them. And when you travel to different places and they're having youth conferences, you see a lot of adults coming to talk to them. They introduce opportunities and all that. So then I thought about it. Why don't I just allow adults also to join organization so that we let them meet these other people from other circles who also have the network and the connections, and they're also helping youth globally, you know? Because if we allow Ghanaians or Kenyans or Somalians or Liberians or other part of the world from our side, the adults to get close to these people, and they also learn have the connections, and they come and they're also empowering young people, they will be expanding. They're limit, and sometimes it's about money. And you want to do something, the adults can contribute, or let's get this whole and make it happen. But the youth don't really help. So we have few adults mixing with us, and we want to do something, adults can contribute and we can get the whole. And the youth also come around. It's a plus. So it's all part of the reasons why these days you see that the International Youth Network has a lot of different units or groups that is now entertaining adults to come. It's all part of expanding the network so that the youth can attract youth benefits, the adults can attract adult benefits. Because in my journey of volunteering for the UN, I realized that there are lots of opportunities that comes to strictly for adults who are into youth business. So if I'm not allowing adults to join us, then it means that when those opportunities come, it's going to go waste. And there are lots of opportunities that come strictly for youth, but they need to have adults as mentors or guidance and group supervisors. So if we don't have that, then we cannot attract those things. So it's one of the things and the reasons why you see us trying to create different departments, different youths, bring it all together so that together we can push the resolution 2250 agenda. So whilst you are waiting for our host to come, I see my own vice president, my honorable Farid. Can you please just share with the group your experience in volunteering in is it Afghanistan or Pakistan? And now in the US, you're still doing volunteer work, and you're now the third global vice president. So for those of you who know me, most of the time you don't know some of the vice presidents, those of me, those of the people who are with me. So I'll let him introduce himself. He's one of the vice presidents, and he's in the US, and he's done a lot of work pushing the UN agenda. So I'll let him speak and just tell you briefly what he's done so far. And then maybe I'll call one
Sure.
or two people, and then our UN chiefs are going to speak. But listen, as the UN people begin to talk, each and every one of you, the purpose of this is for you to know the opportunities out there and how you can access them. Not
Sure.
everything in the UN for free. I am not a magician. Recently, there was a miscommunication from the youth ministers. Some of them were speculating, just talking by heart that I travel and I don't take them along. I didn't give birth to anybody. And if I even have a child, before I can take my child anywhere, my child must earn it. And anything you guys see me do, I fund myself. Now we have these UN people who will talk to us about how you can be exposed to certain platforms through networking and get a lot of things done. Nothing in the human is free. Most of the conferences you see, some of the adults go, some of them they will say it's free, but it's coming from the ECOSOC side. So when and then even these ECOSOC organizations will also make you donate before they put you on. No UN office will buy your tickets. Sometimes we have people like World Bank, organizations like World Bank, one or two that will say, okay, this program coming on, we want to fund 100 youth globally. And
Yeah.
they'll bring
Yeah.
up like courses, exams, essays that you have to write and all that. But if we are not networking well and we are not expanding ourselves onto that platform, we will not even hear about it. That is why you see me creating all these divisions, so that if we have someone like who is supposed to be a youth president, who will now be able to tell all the youth ministers or the youth speakers or the other people, come up with projects. And some of these things that you have to write to compete to earn or access, then you guys begin to practice on your own. So as soon as opportunities come, I hope that I can get one senior UN chief. He was telling me last year that there's an opportunity within the UN circles that allows young people to write some essays. And then few people, once you are selected, you are placed on certain decision-making table as if you are president, and you are given his excellency or her excellency titles. And it's a scholarship thing, but then there's a registration fee. You understand? But how to go about these things and how to win some of these things is when they will do workshops and things. He told me about it. Then quickly I said that when I get to Ghana, I'll talk to my youth groups for them to set up committees. But the leaders who have taken the titles and the certificates, who are supposed to be, we have a platform, like especially Ghana. I always say Ghana because I spend more time in Ghana. We created the whole youth leadership platform. All the leaders must be on this platform. When I hear these things, I'll tell them, mobilize groups. They will not do it. Most people are interested in getting permission. Then they get appointments, and then they will use it to enhance their CV and be walking around. They leave the organization alone. And then everybody be looking at you, and I'm one person. And I'm not the country head for any country. You understand? It is for all of us. So today you're going to hear a lot, and I want all of you to write. And the reason why I'm not relying on the leaders again, and I'm creating all these units. I realize that when you create the units, the departments are stronger, and together they can help with those who cannot help themselves. So my vice president, the one of the global vice presidents, is going to talk to you, and then we'll move on. All of you take paper and paper and write these things that you are going to hear is for you. We will not do all this
Thank
talking
you.
and then come back to me. So please, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, dear Dr. Lilian, for the opportunity. I appreciate all your efforts, and I appreciate your unwavering dedication and principled leadership at the United Nations that you supported our youth, a very diverse group of people around the globe, not even in the United States. We all appreciate all your efforts and hard work, and that you keep the collaboration with everyone day and night. I still remember the night we spent at New York City, and we were, till 4 a.m. in the morning, till morning, we were there and we work. So that's all your incredible leadership that motivated the young generation and diverse people in the globe, that they're motivated to do a lot for themselves and for their community. So I will just, I'm sorry, I will just introduce myself very briefly. And my name is Farid Ludin. I'm originally from Afghanistan, and I studied my bachelor in business administration at the India, and also I have a master degree in financial accounting. And then I moved to United States in 2020, and I now I'm in my last year and master in public administration leadership program at the Ohio State University. And also I'm leading here that youth mentoring department in the Central Ohio State of USA. And I'm working with over 200 youth in the Ohio State, and I have over 1,000 volunteers. They are working with our youth with the purpose to let we have a very smart and very well educated and very skillful youth in the future. So I learned a lot of things, and I was willing to uh, work with UN. Doesn't matter if that is paid job or non-paid job, but my purpose is only to help with our diverse community that I'm working now with a diverse population there from everywhere around the globe, from Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, from African countries, Ghana, Kenya, Nepal, from everywhere. And Middle East countries, Arab people. So I'm very, very enjoying my job and responsibility because I have a purpose. The purpose is to have a youth to know what's right and what's wrong, what are their future goals, and how they can achieve it. So we are guiding them and empowering them to achieve their future goals. And it's been over 1 year that I'm working as the third global vice president as a volunteer with the United Nations Youth Empowerment Network that is I'm currently in. If you guys have any question regarding uh, any volunteer job or anything, so you can reach out to Dr. Lillian. She's our president, and to me as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. We are grateful.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing that experience with us. We are very grateful. Let me check if do I have the first vice president here, Rion, who has been on the UN Council for so many years. I don't think that he's in. There's another meeting going on somewhere, so the time difference confused them. Okay, whilst waiting for them, who is here has been a UN volunteer or has an opportunity to be on any platform that would like to share the experience? Whilst I quickly get my people to come on. Or based on what the third global vice president said, who has a question to ask him? Who has a question to ask him?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Musa.
Yes, sir, you're
So
audible.
Musa is the country head for Sierra Leone. Establish yourself. Let what not everybody can be really collect. Some people don't even use their real name on WhatsApp on this Zoom and Google links. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Well, my name is Musa Sane. I'm the country head for Sierra Leone, and I'm really happy to be here today, especially uh, given to the fact that we have a very important topic, and I'm also happy to meet now with the called global president of the organization as well. So, Freddie, thank you very much for the brief summary that you just gave with regards your work and your
Okay,
experience
big and no nail.
in the area of like dealing with youth. Uh, so, I just want to know what are some of the work when you talk about like you are working with like 200 young people in the United States and like 1,000 volunteers. I want to know where are those volunteers from? Are they only based in the United States or they are in other continents like Africa or maybe Asia or other areas? That's one. And two, I want to know which of the activities that you are undertaking with those young people in the United States and in any other countries as well across the globe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Musa, for your question. I like these questions. That is, I'm very interesting. We have over 1,000 volunteers. They are not only working with youth mentoring, they are also working with the families, with senior people like over age 60 plus people. They're taking care of them. They're also working with women empowerment project. There is that 1,000 volunteer. They're working with the whole organization where I'm working. That is a nonprofit organization. So they're working with their families. They are working with the youth to empower them. They're visiting them at school. They're visiting at home. They are helping them with their homework, school homework, assignments, and also there are some volunteers. They are helping them to search and find them jobs, their favorite job, like what a youth looking for their future career. So they're guiding them to go and work there. Start from the beginning, get an entry level job. So that job will help you. Suppose someone looking to become a finance specialist, so he need to start working as a volunteer. The youth need to work as a volunteer in a finance company for a few months. Then the youth after a few months volunteer job, he need to start working with minimum pay like 12 to $17 per hour, and then they will grow slowly and gradually, and then they will become the finance expert, and also they will have the opportunity to get admission easily at the one of the prestigious university to study the finance degree. And that was the example I provided you. Same as like this, if any youth need to start work and they need to support their family here or back country, so then they just need to have a job, doesn't matter whatever. And they're helping them to search a job and find a job. The youth can reach to their school studies plus to earn money. These are all like our activities and volunteers jobs that I briefly described you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that. I just want to have like a follow-up one. In the field where we are, I like you just mentioned, it's really good for us to have the experience as young people because like most of the time when you have job adverts or other stuff, they always put like experience, like you have to get like 2 years experience or 3 years experience. And if you don't have this experience, you don't get this job. But you're already working with a group already that are doing such thing in order for people to get young people to get the experience. Is it is it possible for you to link our organization that we are working with, like that is the International Youth Network for the UN Security Council, which of which I'm the head there in Sierra Leone. Is there any way that you can create link between the two organizations so we can share experience? We can also have our brothers there in the United States who are doing different types of teams for us to be sharing experience.
I just understand a little bit your question that you say like what our organization can do for your organization, or you want a partnership. What do you mean?
It's like a networking program wherein we can network in terms of sharing of ideas and best practices as well.
Where
So
is your
that
where is the location of your organization?
well, it is not a new organization. It's the International Youth Network for the UN Security Council, the one that Our Excellency is heading.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
got it.
what
I
I'm
got your
talking because I'm
question.
just the
Okay,
head here in Sierra Leone. I'm in all
Musa.
right.
Actually, our organization working only in the Ohio state. Even we are not working in our border state like Kentucky or Michigan or any state of United States or any city of the United States. We are just working in Central Ohio. So I think our organization would be not have such broad that activities to work outside from the Ohio state even. So they're just getting the budget or money or budget from and fund from the county, from the Ohio state, and we are only responsible to work here to empower any community. If you can recommend me here in Central Ohio, any family, so just recommend to me. I will reach out to them, and if the youth need any help in anything at school, at college, at their career, and a mentor, so I would be very glad to help them here in the Ohio state. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. It's clear.
Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure to help diverse people and diverse community. This is my field. As I said, that I am studying now Master in Public Administration and Leadership, and it's focusing on diverse population.
Okay, please, I have a question.
Sure.
So I would like to ask, are there age restrictions in the UN to be a volunteer? Is it that you must be from this age onwards, or if you are below 20 years, you cannot volunteer?
I
Yeah, hi.
think Dr. Lillian should would be asked this question.
No, there's no age limit at all. That is why from my opening presentation remarks, I said that that is why, even though our name is International Youth Network, we realize that we now have a lot of adults joining us and we are creating a lot of divisions. But there are certain opportunities that will never come to the youth. It will come to adults who love to take care of young people within the UN circles. So we are better off embracing young adults and exposing them to these opportunities so that when they get them, now the youth that they had to mentor will be our own youth. That is why we are expanding. Because I've had these questions where people have said that now it looks like the International Youth Network is deviating from the focus. We are not deviating. Myself, I'm not a typical youth, but why am I with you guys? Because I love to do youth work, I love to volunteer to push the agenda for what the United Nations want to see young people do or become. And I cannot do it by myself. That's why you see that we are creating. Now we have the chaplains, which is now one of the strongest units as part of the. And then chaplains, we all know, are counselors, are people who mentor young people, talk, they go to prisons, juvenile schools, and do all these things. And there are some opportunities that maybe when it comes to volunteerism in UN chaplaincy can come to such people, and they are mandated to get exposed to those opportunities to help young people. So if we don't add these groups to the network, it means that we'll be losing. You understand? And just like how I'll be exploring and trying to dig in, and find other UN chiefs who belong to other circles, who are doing stuff for other youth, or opportunities that the UN is talking about. Because now I cannot hear anything. So when we get all these adults who are not the typical youth involved, then they can join me. We now go to places, we can now spread and then get more things and come and then be able to meet the demands of young people all over the world, just like how we are doing now. So to answer you with what I've explained, it should even give you the answer. There is no limit, age limit, in being a volunteer for the UN. And one of the reasons why you even see that if today you are a youth, you finish the university and you become a serious adult, does it mean that your time for volunteerism stops? No. It means that we have to prepare you in a way that as you are volunteering now, maybe you are on the campus, you are a campus club member today. We have to make sure that we set different units in the UN circles in such a way that by the time you finish school and you are even a working class person, it doesn't fade off. Like some typical youth groups where it's a youth something. You finish your normal youth, they are done. But we are creating and expanding to fix all the areas in the UN volunteerism circles where we don't even lose our youth. They grow up, they are still in certain circles. And then not only that, but be exposed to certain platforms and opportunities where they can advance themselves and even at least grow in diplomacy. So that we'll have most of you even becoming UN diplomats who will even come back to help us capture the younger ones that will come after you. So there's no age limit at all. If Jones is on the line, as soon as our main UN rep speaker comes on, alerts me so that he takes the floor. And he's going to be talking more about the opportunities out there, how you can get exposed, how you can grab them, how you can grow in diplomacy and not only be a volunteer. And why you cannot just sit down and just take titles and say that, oh, I belong to the International Youth Network, I was made this, and that's all. You sit down. Let me say this. Maybe when it comes, you repeat it. The UN loves numbers and pictures and videos. Even when you decide to be volunteering for the UN, you have 2 years minimum to show what you've done through pictures and videos and proof. And it's a lot of reports. So some of you who think that, oh, just by we commissioning you that you are now a volunteer and we have given you a certificate, you are entitled to everything, it's a very, very, very big wrong notion. Anything you want to do that has to do with United Nations, you have 2 years to use your own time, resources to prove that you are real. You are not somebody that, oh, eh, oh, I heard that this is UNO, they have a lot of money. When I join now, then I'll be getting money for my project. It doesn't work that way. So you have to join. If you don't have your independence, join the group, do things, show up in pictures, in videos with what. Today I was talking to Lady Patience. I don't know whether she's on. One of the deputy for the women commissioner. I told her she was volunteering some people. I said, if you want opportunities to come under the UN volunteerism, and I'll be able to recommend you. All these things that you are doing with other groups, when nothing is showing any picture that you can prove, that is for the network, you'll be wasting your time. And it's a good thing as a normal person who loves to volunteer to be doing it. And I see Hadia Salamatu here. And I always tell her the same thing. When you are doing other volunteerism stuff, put the logo on, let the leadership know, and score marks for that. When there's an opportunity, we can always point finger at you and say that we can even show proof that this woman is doing this part of the network. There's pictures and videos speaks a lot for you to be recommended for the things that you are entitled to do. Especially our members, I see a lot of our members in the US on the platform. Most of them have the opportunity. When I'm in the US and there's opportunity, but they don't have to struggle with visa, they go with me. And some of them think that's shortcuts. So when they go and they're following me, then they go behind me, meet people, and they take their phone numbers, trying to quickly link up with them so that they can get certain opportunities faster. They will go maybe by reason of the fact that they have met one person, they will get one opportunity and then they'll be stuck there. You cannot say that they should be promoted to class 6 when you've not gone to kindergarten, you've not gone to class 1, class 2, class 3. It doesn't work that way. So you follow me, meet somebody, go and take the number, go and show some skills. No, you get one opportunity. You will skip. But since you're not doing the right things, realize that you get one thing, you are just there. But to grow in diplomacy, there are structures, there are ways that you, even being a volunteer, you've scored the foundation. But you have to follow the steps, the ladder, and then you will get there. And that is what His Excellency Dr. Bannister will be sharing with you and some of them out there. Any other question?
Can I add a little bit information about volunteers and internship? I think she had concern about like what's the meaning of volunteer and what's internship. Internship is different. Like internship is when you fresh graduated from bachelor degree, undergraduate, or master's degree. So you just looking for a professional development or skill acquisition or career exploration within a specific field that you studied. So you need to go and work and get the internship that they will pay. I'm not sure how much, it depends on organization. But volunteer doesn't require any age. Volunteer, we have over 60 years old volunteer. Volunteer means that you serving people and you just giving them your offering your time, your money, your knowledge, your skills, you sharing with youth and with the people who need it, anyone in need it. So volunteer doesn't require any age. So you can do it wherever you want with any organization. But internship is it's different. It's just focusing on your professional development, on your skills, and your career exploration with a specific field that you graduated. So I hope you got your answer.
So I hope you got the answer. There's a difference between internship and volunteerism. That's exactly what Global Vice President has explained. Internships can have age limitation because depending on what you are doing and your age. I do here from our chaplaincy and the Christian missions. And Professor Edu is like my mother figure. And she's a very strong. Recently, she even went to Ivory Coast to volunteer. And age is not a barrier for her at all. Professor Edu, are you here? No. Do we have anybody asking any question again?
Yes, doctor. Please, a last question.
Go ahead.
Please, sometimes when you try to apply for volunteership programs on the internet, they ask for experience. If you are experienced and how many years are you experienced? So, would you advise that before I try to volunteer in the UN, I should first of all try some organizations in my country, some NGOs in my country to gain that experience before I volunteer for the UN?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to welcome our Secretary General, our Global Secretary General, His Excellency Dr. Amza. I see you are very much welcome. We're happy to have you. I'm going to call you to speak to the youth in a minute. But before you speak, our Secretary General is here. I need so as all these people talk, I need you to be writing. So the answer to your question is that you are in a country, you've gone to school. There are lots of organizations here who are pushing the UN agenda, not necessarily the UN agenda, but other things. And you have not sacrificed or done anything to volunteer. And you go online and trying to pick something to volunteer. It's not done. And you ask yourself, why are they asking you for experience? Because, and the reason is simple, is because a lot of young people have a mindset about volunteerism. You hear the word volunteerism, and the global vice president, Honorable Farid, said the best answer. He said volunteerism is about sacrificing, giving your time, your resources, your all. It's about somebody who is telling himself or herself, I want to sacrifice. That is volunteerism. There's a difference between having a job and getting paid or doing a course and they want you to go on a specialized field to go and pick an experience. And then your company will write to your company and tell them, let these people come. On a normal day, as you have applied for the job, you will not get the job. But when the company says that, oh, we are not asking you to employ her, we want her to come and learn, you are going to pick something from there. But somebody will also finish school and go back to the same company and say, please, I did my internship here. I learned a lot. I'm done with school. I don't have a job. I know there's no vacancy now, but I want to volunteer. It means that then that simple means I want to sacrifice my time, study. Whilst I'm here, I'm learning, I'm picking something, I'm building more experience. And I'll be very honest with you. There are lots of things that I have achieved now, or I can brag of, people that I've been able to meet on certain platforms that I got the opportunity because of volunteerism. If I didn't volunteer my time in that space, I would never have had the opportunity to meet them. Because volunteerism will expose you to many more than what employment will give you. You understand? And even our Ghana finance director, I don't know whether he's here, Noble Kwati, what made him join the network? Not in a bad way. But one day he works at Ghana Commercial Bank as one of the senior staff there. And there was an opportunity that was being supervised for Ghana Commercial Bank by the World Bank. And if you look at his academic and everything, he qualifies. They said, no, we can only give this position for any person who has volunteered before. He couldn't even score 1 month volunteerism. And that was when he realized that volunteerism is very important. You understand? And then there was another finance opportunity that came through the IMF. And it's for some certain rank of individuals in the banking sector who have master's degree. He had it all. That opportunity too came. They said, have you ever volunteered pushing any agenda of the United Nations or this in the multinational organizations? He said no. And he lost it. So he realized that the higher you go in certain ranks in the working or professional environment, the more it's acquired of you to have sacrificed or volunteered your time for some service. So then he ran to me and said, Lilian, let me join this. You always volunteer. I want to join. And that is what made him join the network. And through this, he made me realize that being a volunteer is okay because it's exposing to different people, different individuals. And you must have in your mind already that this is a sacrifice. This is something I want to give. And that even gives an attitude already that somebody who is willing to go all out, regardless of whether there's money or not. You understand? And these opportunities even exposes you. If right now there's an opportunity or an intention or anything in the UN circles, and people are applying, and you are an active member of the International Youth Network, and you want to get that opportunity, and you see, even yesterday, the third country head for Ghana was asking me for a reference. He wanted to join another organization to volunteer, to do something. And they asked him to get a reference that he has volunteered in an organization that pushes certain agenda before. So he came to me for a reference to testify. Let me tell you how these things work. I will give the letter because I love you, because I know you. But some of them will come back to ask to show at least 10 pictures of that individual in part of our general grassroots work. And look at me now giving a reference letter that, uh, let me mention somebody's name, said has volunteered with us. She's a very good grassroots person, and blah 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 blah. And then now they come to check reference, and I can pick a lot of pictures from different platforms, and I can't even get one picture to show. Or any adverts that we've done doing donations, and we've seen that he is the leader, and the only thing I can give is the certificate I gave him. Some of you, even when you want to renew your appointment, we have to beg you to come for your own commissioning ceremony. You realize that you get to a certain stage in life and they'll be asking you for reference. You come to me, ask for me, I'll give you. But when now they check the reference and they come back and they're asking me to show proof that you are an organization, even at some of the, not even the grassroots work that we do, but the official ones where we are wearing suit and tie, I cannot even have one picture to show. And I've written that you have been with us for 3 years. Then I've been a liar. That's why they will ask at least 10. So if you are not here, maybe you are here. So sometimes I even tell some of the leaders, don't isolate certain people. Everything you are doing, engage everybody. Make sure everybody's in pictures. When we are doing things and we close and we say, take pictures, don't rush off. When you are even doing small community work, maybe a community rep, take pictures. Somebody told me, Madam, so me when I do things, I don't take pictures because I don't want it to look like I'm doing something I want people to see. See, once you call yourself a volunteer, the only way you can show proof. When you say, oh, I used to volunteer in this community, do this, try to get some people to do, and they ask you, they go there and they say, oh, yeah, yeah, they can testify. There's something called who you know. You understand? But what can defend you is images and videos. So taking pictures and videos of the sacrifices that you are doing in community service is very, very important and is key. You get it? So there's no age limit. Anybody at all can be a volunteer. And then having a reference to with proof is very important.
Hi,
Yeah.
Dr. Lilian. I just want to add some information about that. What a best volunteer have the characteristic and what are the qualities.
So please, when you are talking, just mention your name. Let them know who is speaking.
This is Farid, and there is more people you think they come in?
There are many more people. So anytime you are talking,
Oh, okay. Again, this is Farid from Ohio State and working as a manager for youth mentoring department in a nonprofit organization in Central Ohio. And now I'm currently in my fifth semester of public administration leadership program at the Ohio State University. And also I am working as the third global vice president for International Youth Network of United Nations and Resolution Council. Thank you for the opportunity, Dr. Lillian, and I appreciate again for whatever you're doing. And I really inspired by your leadership, by your skills, your knowledge, and that experience you have in you sharing with everyone and around the globe. And I appreciate that all. I just wanted to add a little information as you briefly described that topic. What like a good volunteer in what that any organization include of United Nations and any other organization, if there's profit organization or non-profit organization or government agencies, they're actually looking for someone who have experience. As we discussed that the volunteer position doesn't require any age, but they require age. Like it should be someone should have like experience, high knowledge, high skills to be masters and specialists of specific field, and then the organization hiring this specific person to the specific job. And after your skills and knowledge and experience, then you should have to be compassionate and flexible and commitment and reliable, and you should have empathy and sympathy to what you're doing for what job in rules and responsibility that you sign. Doesn't matter whatever organization, but when you hire for specific job as a volunteer, So you will have degrees in high knowledge and skills and experience because you will offer your high experience and knowledge to your community, to the organization that hire you as a volunteer. And that is all about your compassionate, your empathy that you offering to your community, you offering to the organization that you're working. So that's the volunteer job. As you're doing that this job freely, and you thinking about your next generation because you know already these things very well. So you getting your youth, you working with youth as a volunteer, and you sharing your experience with them, you sharing your knowledge, skills, and all the way you came here. You're in the stage now. So how you reach to the stage? So this is the way you already suffered. So you sharing these experiences with youth, and for that, you need to be committed, you have to be reliable, and you should have sympathy and empathy. And you share all your experience with them and empower the organization, the youth, and for whatever job you hire as a volunteer. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. I have the honor to introduce our Secretary General, the Secretary General for the International Youth Network for the UN Security Council, His Excellency Dr. Hamza. Uh-oh.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please, you have
Hello.
the floor.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. Good afternoon from my side, from the northern side of America. And I believe in Ghana, it's in the evening, so I'll say good evening to everybody. Uh,
His
Thank you
Excellency,
for,
please, we have people from Europe and all over
oh,
joining. So
everywhere.
let's,
Okay, so
yeah,
greetings to
please,
everybody,
thank
and
you.
in related or relatively to the time where you find yourself, let me put it that way. I just want to begin by also really expressing a word of gratitude to the leadership of this great network, starting from our president, Excellency President uh, Dr. Lilian Sally for doing a wonderful job and giving us a great start, and also giving us the push-up where we can really modify or exemplify our leadership qualities by bringing more image to this great entity of ours. And then I also want to use this opportunity to also congratulate the rest of the members who really committed themselves to the cause of what we're trying to achieve as a team, as far as this network is concerned. I've heard a lot of statements that were made by some of the leadership, and also a vital questions that was also raised by certain members of ours. But I believe my concern or the direction of my submission is going to tell about the benefit that we can gain for being on this great network of ours. My name is Dr. Hamza, as said by the Global President, and I serve in a capacity as the General Secretary of this great network. And the good news is that through this network, I've also been appointed as the President of the African Commission in the whole of New Jersey. So that has also even paved a way for the team members that we have in this particular network to be able to use me as a ladder to climb to get to where they want to get as far as opportunities concerned in the United States of America. But then what we realize is that a lot of people misconstrued the ideology or the main pillars of what is meant but volunteering for a particular group. But I've seen a lot of education has been explored or shared with people on this great rendezvous that we're having or a meeting that we're having. But what I want to marry with people's mind right now is that, look, we have great individuals in this particular team. We have intellect in these particular teams. We have people who are visionaries and people who are well connected in this team. So for you to find yourself in this network, it's just like you are in a pool, an ocean of opportunity. But in the ocean, we have different varieties of animals in the ocean. Some are very dangerous, and some could also serve as nutritional facilitator for you. So depending on what you catch, will determine what you get. And for you to be able to catch something better, that will determine on how qualified, ready you are. So this is how the network runs. We have everybody here, all over the globe. But your commitment, seriousness, and level of understanding of what you're doing here will make you stand out. And I'm going to give a very good example. Somewhere last year, there was a young lady who was pushing up, doing a job in a very right direction. I think then she was in a Cape Coast University. I forgot her name. This young lady was giving a best in the network, doing the best that she can. And she tried to organize the program at Cape Coast University at that time. I was following it, but normally we don't talk much. Most of us in the network, we just observe and see. We only talk where it's necessary or where we have to come in to make people understand what we're doing. So we then intervened and came in with the financial support to give her the support. After that, she was seeking some help outside the country, in this particular country, to see how she can get scholarship in order for her to further education. She didn't know me anywhere. But through the network, she reached, she's like, oh, doctor, remember, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, yes. Oh, are you part of the network? Oh, yeah. Are you serving in your capacity? Yes. So I have to be in consultation with the president. After she gave me the go-ahead, yeah, she's pushing her. Well, I did what I can to help her in so many ways. If she's on the platform, she might testify, including financials and other opportunities. I'm hoping that she's going to be in this country, United States, very soon, maybe during the World Cup era. We're still working. There's a work in progress. The reason why I'm bringing all this to the table is that I don't know her anyway. I just knew her through this particular network. And then I just didn't connect her because she's a young female or she is a student or whatsoever, but because of her commitment and a level of understanding and readiness to volunteer and give the best and to make a mark in changing the global direction of this world. So when you find yourself here, yes, I understand people might think, oh, people are not saying anything. I don't know the direction of the network. The platform is very slow. Nobody's saying anything. But trust me, in the ocean, you'll find different kind of species. Among them, we have the dangerous one. And undoubtedly, the good one surpasses the dangerous one. That is why all life comes from the sea. So the network is a sea, but you should know how to fish. When you fish very well, you're definitely going to come home with something very beneficial for you. So we are here to support and motivate our colleagues. Let's all make sure we stand up for the occasion and understand the direction of what we're doing. And most importantly, we should try to listen to our leadership, because they are the founders and they are leading this particular operation, and they know what it entails and they know how to help us to get somewhere. So please, let's take it serious. Recently, when we had the reparation conference at the United Nations, recently, I think 2 months ago, I had the opportunity to have 15 minutes discussion with our honorable president, President Mahama, His Excellency President Mahama. In part of our discussion, and then the Consul General of New York, Honorable Caleb, in our discussion, I brought something related to our network. That this, we have a group of youth of Ghanaians and all over the globe who are also in this particular direction, pushing an agenda to bring a vital change in the world. So I think it's about time for we to start connect with the government and to make sure we expand this particular direction of bringing liberation to the people who are struggling in life. And the president really welcomed the idea, so we exchanged contact here and then. I gave him my contact, we exchanged contact, and what is name? The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ablakwa, we exchanged contact, and we had some tete-a-tete communication over there. From then, and the next discussion was that we're gonna have, I can't relate everything, but what I'm trying to say is that the network is well connected based on how you understand it and how serious you take your roles. And based on the recommendation coming from the president, it can take you far. Thank you for giving me attention, and may God bless us all. May God bless the network. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was the voice of our Secretary General, His Excellency Dr. Amza, speaking from New Jersey, USA. And from those who are just joining, he was talking about what I picked from what His Excellency the Secretary General said was how when you are active in your field of work or the department that you are played, you will think that nobody is seeing you, but the global executive sees you because the global executives are on all platforms and they are connected to other sources. And he shared a testimony about how the UCC, you will think, why not even the country head of Ghana? Why not some of the directors or special envoys? But a campus club rep was identified by a secretary general. So that should tell you. And I know that story. I can be the first, but she told me, she reached out to me and said, Madam, one day I was having meetings, and this girl was good. Her name is Na. She was there. She just finished school, so we have a new campus rep now. Na was very active. Every week she will organize meetings on the platform, and not knowing the global executives that are on all platforms were observing her. And she needed help to do something, and she didn't even have to come to me. I was somewhere and I heard that one of the global executives was funding and helping her. And this has even gone way beyond that. And this is some of the things that I encourage all of you. If you get your titles, it's mine to identify you, put a title on you, and tell you, come up with projects, come up with tasks. And you realize that in some groups, you see strange people that are not part of you. We have our global executives all over the place. Some of you watch my status a lot. When I went to the CSW and the UN headquarters just a month ago, I met a lady. She said she belongs to another organization that looks at young people who are doing very well in volunteerism, and their organizations goes to all these countries, helping them to protect what they are doing. So you see, I didn't go to the UN headquarters to go and see the Secretary General or the President of United Nations give me money to come to Ghana. But through my network, I met individuals who support people that I mentor in Ghana. So when you're having meetings like this and you get to know, and you come and tell me, Madam, oh, I need help, and you're not doing anything, what do you want to attract? If you go to, and I like the example that His Excellency, the Secretary General said, you can be identified even in the ocean. If you are doing something and you have plans, you have projects, you've written things, you are a young person and we've made you a youth MP for Ayawaso East. And for a year or two that we gave you the appointment even says 1 year. It's been 2 years, 3 years, we've not even changed you. And you have never even submitted one report that was ever since, Madam, you gave me this title or you gave me this opportunity. I've come up with this as a youth MP in my constituency. And I think that I want to discuss with you or the country head to see how I can implement it. And this is where then I'll believe in you that you are positioning yourself on the decision-making table. And one day we can even rally up behind you to be the youth MP for Ayawaso West, for real. And this is when some of the global directors that are speaking can now say, this guy is good. This one, we cannot wait for IMA, we cannot wait for any organization. Let's fund them, let's contribute. And in this case of now, the UCC campus rep, it was one individual who identified and supported her. You understand? So I hope that you are picking all these things that are being shared. The opportunities are there. Not all are formal. Some, your work will identify you. Some people will ask me, who is this person? Somebody has asked me before, who is that girl? He's always active on every platform, asking questions. Does she have a project? Does she have something that she's doing in her office? Unfortunately, then I'll say no. Because I don't have to lie. If I say yes, where is the project? Within 24 hours, I have to bring it. I'm not going to tell the person to go and develop something. So there are lots of opportunities that you can attract, but your deeds must attract those opportunities. And when Dr. Bannister begins to talk to you, he will talk to you about all the programs and the courses out there. If you want to be a peace ambassador, those courses, like I said, are not advertised. You have to know UNCs within certain circles before you can have access to. And they are not cheap. They are in thousands of dollars. You pay, I paid. You paid before you can get access to it. And before you can even hear about it, you have to know people within the UN. And these are opportunities that I just had last year. That for younger people, they are going to release it almost for free, apart from registration. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know which youth is very serious and active that any of these global leaders will say they cannot help. If we send a report properly and say, this girl so and so within the network. This is the improvement or the things that he's doing. And then, like I said, we must always show proof and evidence. So if you are with us and you come for titles and you go and you are doing your own private things, corner, and now you need help to do something for us, and I go and recommend you, and they ask me to come and show evidence, and I cannot even have one picture or one flyer that you did that has a logo on it, that means that is not true. So you have to earn what you want to get. We have Dr. Bannister here. Otherwise, anybody has a question for the Secretary General? Anybody has a question?
Hello.
Hi.
Greetings, everyone.
Yeah, we respond. Mention your name and introduce yourself.
And a special greetings to Mr. Musa Kone, our country head. I am Vandi Faba from Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Well, I have
Go
a
ahead.
question, but it is not for the Secretary General precisely. It's a general question for the leaders. To start with, I appreciate your efforts in bringing this opportunity to our doorstep, and we are ready to add value to it. But for the youth government, I may want to know which global coverage or administrative or executive powers do the organization has to influence government policies for youth-friendly projects and leadership.
Yeah, the gentleman from Sierra Leone, can you ask your question again, please?
All right, thank you. I said which global coverage or administrative or executive powers do the organization has to influence government policies for youth-friendly projects and leadership?
Okay, I think I don't really get it, but if I can just try to answer, which government policies, I think with regard to government policies, depending on our focus is getting young people to be mentored or put right and looking at the government structure in the country, tailor them through the country head of that particular country to be able to follow trend and get to a certain stage depending on the age limits of the country to make sure young or members of the international network in that particular country are pushed on certain decision making table. So that's why we try to do the things we do to prepare you first, so that when we give letters and we recommend and push, then we know that we can have you on. In some countries, they are open. When we get there, depend on the leadership and the connections they also have. We also try to push in. Like recently in Sierra Leone, let me even use Sierra Leone for example. We had a special envoy. I don't know if Sami on the line, maybe he can talk for Sierra Leone. We send Sierra Leone some of our special envoys. Our special envoys are members that can be taxed to do anything. They travel around the world depending on the task at hand to push a particular agenda. So a few of our special envoys were sent to Sierra Leone to meet certain people, individuals that we already know, to help us connect with more politically as close as to the office of the president, so that once we have the connections and the introduction is clear in that country, as the youth are also mobilizing themselves and the country head are also structuring agenda and projects, we already have a link in government or some connections so that these young people can also be able to fit in. So that's what we do. Like me, I live in America, I live in Ghana, I go to Liberia a lot and a few countries, but I can't know all the people there. So I leverage on sometimes my position, and apart from being a volunteer with the International Youth Network, I'm also a UN Peace Ambassador through WOMAI and SICA. These are all ECOSOC accredited UN organizations. And that is where I get a lot of mandate from to push the agenda of the International Youth Network. So based on the other things I'm doing for the UN with other accredited ECOSOC accredited organizations and the links I make, like let me just say this. Even last month, I went to the UN headquarters and I met the the diplomats, that's the UN ambassador for Liberia to the UN or something. And she was a very nice lady. She was asking what we are doing in Liberia, and I even told her more. Instantly, I took my picture and I showed her pictures. And she was close to the then president because she was appointed there. Instantly, she was linking me to the Liberian embassy. She now didn't see me as a Ghanaian or American or anything. She saw me as somebody who was mobilizing young people in Liberia. And she, being the ambassador to the UN for Liberia, now even invited me to her office. I was with the director for finance for USA and a women commissioner for USA. And she was like, come to my office and then we can collaborate with the office of the Liberian Commission at the UN headquarters and organize things and bring Liberian youth to the UN. So you see, so everywhere I go, I leverage on people who are in government and I build friendship. And if the country head is not lazy and is working, we'll now send special envoys to the country to now pay the country head to these offices that we from the global office are networking. And through this, we can get them to now, even when we leave there physically, they can now continue. But if practically on the ground, the country head and the people are not doing anything, and then we are pushing getting on these connections, there's nothing you can do. And that's the reason why you will now see from June, we have a lot of groupings and units. So that, and the reason is because if the country head or a particular leader is not functioning, then the youth, the general youth will not suffer. So then you are urged to belong to it. You can have a title like the second deputy country head. But then we encourage you to join a department. That's where your volunteerism is. If the country head that's supposed to mobilize things and access the things that we tell them is not functioning, maybe you will get to hear it from your departmental head. You get it? Like right now, we have the chaplaincy unit. The leader is Ambassador Senior Commander Ishen. Through the Global Director for Chaplaincy, who is very active, he is looking out for opportunities for the chaplaincy department. And some of them went through a very bitter experience from another network. But through connections with our UN chief, we were able to lobby for them to get scholarship from the UN chief to be able to do all their diplomatic exams for free. They would have paid $500 each. And this was not influenced by the country head. This had no influence from anything. So we get links and then we spread them through our global directors. Some of them who have their units or their departments in the countries. When the group in that particular country is ready, they get access to it. So to answer your question from Sierra Leone, you guys are lucky. Special envoy for Africa likes to come to Sierra Leone. And recently, I even saw the pictures for myself. When he came there, before he got to Sierra Leone, the members were just there idle. But when he got there, he was able to charge them. I'm glad that the country head for Sierra Leone is on the platform right now. He moved some of them, and I heard they were in the office of the vice president, office of here, office of there, office of there. So we try to network through other links, but then you, the members on the platform, must avail yourself, and then we get to introduce you to some of the links. And you yourself, that's why we say that it's compulsory to have a very strong board. And the board members must be people who are in governments or are in offices that have influence. I don't know if Reverend Kine is on the platform, but he is a special advisor to the First Lady of Liberia. So now, if you ask like some of the powers that the network has and our connections through political this thing. Now, I went to Liberia without even knowing this man. I was going to meet the country head and the youth. They mobilized themselves. We're going to commission them. And through an introduction from one of our global board members, I was introduced to another person. They said he is very connected. And I said, then let me connect this man and introduce him to the youth. So when I even leave Liberia, I can help them. When I got there and I met him, he introduced me to the special advisor to the First Lady. Now I was invited to the President's Palace. Then I met the Chief of Staff. Then I now invited all the executives of the Liberian leadership to go to the President's Palace to meet them. So this is how we work. So now when I leave Liberia, now I've pushed you all the way to that office. If you come back and you don't do anything, and you say, then what am I supposed to do? So this is what we are trying to mobilize and get done. A lot of our executives in the US will tell you, when I get there and it's as if then the group is active. Okay, now we are going here. Some of them will follow me to places. They will meet other UN bosses and stuff. Now I'm happy to say most of our members are now having doctorates and other titles and things. Then they made senior diplomas and things. So even when I even left, they managed to follow due processes, courses, exams, and things. And these things they have gotten, if tomorrow they resign from the network, it's not something that is attached to International Youth Network. It goes to you as the individual, your profile. Nobody can take it away from you. So now they have it. Tomorrow they can decide to walk away. They still go with it. It's on their CV. It's permanent and it's real. You understand? So the influence of the network is that we are doing our best, but you, the individuals who must set up and we will hold your hands and we will take you to the places that we have to take you. I hope I've answered your question. Is Dr. Bannister here, please? Okay. Any other question? Or if the Secretary General wants to add something, or I have my Vice President is still here. I'm so happy that you guys are still here.
Yeah, what I wanted to add is that, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, in
For the
regards
sake of
to
those
the,
who keep joining, people, I think there's a restriction on the number. And when it gets to like a certain number, the Google blocks and somebody leaves, somebody cannot enter. So people keep coming and going,
oh,
coming and going.
I believe somebody wanted to ask a question, Sharifa, so let her ask a question, then I'll come in.
Yeah, so, and when you are talking, please let them know who you are, please. Okay, Sharifa, go ahead.
Please, I would like to ask a question. And please, my question goes to Her Excellency Dr. Lilian. And please, when you were talking about the executive taking up projects and then building it themselves, I wanted to ask that, are we allowed to develop and implement personal impact projects within this body? Or do all projects need to be formally tied to a recognized group or within the organization? Thank you.
Yeah, even the question is directed to me. And I'm the global president for the International Youth Network. And then I've commissioned you as a member of the network. And you are bringing a project that you want me to help you. If I can't help you personally, I take it to my global office or other offices for them to help you. Why must it not even be the International Youth Network project? But we have a broad responsibility and we have to show that we are working and the youth are being mentored and pushed to think outside the box and do things that proves that they are capable. So I personally have a responsibility to show forth in my reports that majority of the youth within the International Youth Network are, are not narrow-minded. They have very good projects and things that they want to do, especially that is geared towards peace and security. So yes, my question is, if you come to me and you are not a member of the International Youth Network, and you are a normal youth, I know a lot of young people because I'm a Reverend Minister. I go to campuses and I preach. I have campus churches all over. And then you come to me as your own and say, Madam, I have this project. I need you to help me. It's different. Even that one, I'll lobby you to do it within or give credit to as a member of the network because I have a mandate to make sure that every young person is growing and is connected to another youth. And if what you want to do, I can get maybe anybody, even our patrons or leadership to support you. You need to form a team. Why can't it be some of my members from the network? Because some of them too, they can do things, but they cannot grow on their own unless they are pushed. So let's say you come up with a very good project that I look at it and it's very good. And you need to form a team, or it demands that before we can even attract help for you, you have to form like a team. Then I encourage you to get members from the International Youth Network because then I also have a responsibility to make sure that it's attractive. The network is growing all over the world and it's becoming more attractive. So then, yes. So not to be biased, I'll say yes. It has to be a project that is linked to the mandate or the vision and mission of the International Youth Network. Yeah, Sharifa. Sharifa too. Can you hear me? Have I answered your question? Okay, I cannot hear Sharifa, but I don't know if the Secretary General wants to say something because he was on the floor. Or if all of you can even hear me.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I think Sharifa too lost signal. She just came back. But I hope that you heard me.
Yes, please. I heard part of it, but it wasn't all. My network is not good.
Okay, so I just explained in brief that yes, your project must be tied to the International Youth Network. If you want us to be the ones to lobby and maybe push you to places, listen, I think, if I'm not we are one of the only few organizations that does not even take dues or registration fees. So we don't have money in our coffers to be giving sponsorship to projects. But at least we have the personnel and the resources and the know-how to connect you to it. So once you come up with anything any project that you believe that maybe you are a youth MP. My interest is in the youth government people more. You're a youth MP, you're a youth minister, or you're a youth municipal rep or community rep or whatever it is, and then you come up with a project to be good for your community. If I see something like that and I show it to my leadership, we'll go all out to help you. And that is what we are here for. I might not have the money in my pocket to release and say, get. And one of the things that I was even being advised by the board chair was that he believes you have to even set a committee that when these young people have projects and things and they come up with, the committee will now, all the jobs, all are mandate to be looking out for people who have the money or the connections or the resources, be able to help them. But where are the youth who are bringing those projects? Most of our youth want to be commissioned, they wear tie, come, and then they don't do anything. And then when their 1 year is up, they'll not even bring a report. Especially the regional chairs for Ghana, all they want is they want a letterhead to write letters. You don't know that where they are writing the letters to. You don't see them doing anything. And then the region will be suffering. And who suffers most is always me, because as the global president, any country that we start mobilizing people and there's no active country head, then that becomes my country. Then I have to act as a country head till we mobilize people and get the right leadership. So if there's no country head, or even there's a country and he's not working, I have to step in quickly. That's the job of the global president, because I'm not attached to any country. So sometimes you, the youth, you have to push the leaders that we give you. You are given a position and your team or your unit has a leader. And you guys, since you were commissioned, are not doing anything. You are just there. And then we wait for 2 years and nobody can tell me ever that the appointment that we gave him was 2 years or 3 years, 4 years. We used to even give 4 years. We saw that in long ago during the UN era. So if for a whole year you don't hear from your boss, you don't hear anything, then you know that that boss that will commission you and put you is sabotaging you. But at the end of the day, when the time comes, they'll say that all of you didn't work. Meanwhile, maybe you are there, you want to do something. That is why we are now encouraging all of you, join other departments. You have a title, big title, but now you hear that there are lots of units, join a different units. So if you are maybe director of finance, the country head, that office that you are is not functioning, but maybe you belong to the medical outreach department, and you guys are organizing medical outreaches at deprived areas, or you belong to the women empowerment division, and maybe in the main hierarchy nothing is going on, but in that department that you are, they are doing donations here, they are doing this here, and you get involved, and there are pictures to show and prove, and later you yourself come up with an idea You think if I see all these things, I'll not even go, even if it means borrowing money to help you, will do it. The Ashanti Regional Women's Leader, we have a Christian Missions Unit, told me if they get some clothes and things to donate. She even asked me for 3 sacks of clothes. They want to go to prisons or some things. I went all out myself to get her 9 sacks, huge sacks of clothes, and she wanted only 3 for donations. We gave her 9. Getting the clothes, getting funding, transporting, moving here, getting care people, move them all, and it's not even Accra. I sent it region somewhere. When the things got there, she also paid for the VIP. Right now, we send a lot of clothes to the chaplaincy department. The lady Rahel has a huge story. They keep there. Last week, they knew that Osagyefo, the youth president, when the Easter Monday was with some get to mobilize street kids from some of these youth are from what's the name? Behind Opebia House. Some of them came from behind the Accra Mall, Marina Mall, Accra. All these youth, all these guys that you see on the streets, mobilize all of them to Opebia compound. If I see initiatives like this, why wouldn't I get up? One of our leaders said, "Madam, I see this happening. I see that some of the youth leaders are even involved. I'll give you 1,000 CDs." Cam, I don't know if Cam is on the platform. Cam is one of the executives of Christian College Campus Club, a young boy. He said, "Madam, I want to donate 100 Ghana cedis." And it's like, I only got these 2 donations. But I see a youth leader who believes that when you are talking about youth leadership, it's not only about those who want to be MPs and tie. These street guys matter. And he was willing. He himself packed his youth clothing and shoes, bags. So why would I sit down? This project, why would I keep quiet? I stopped all activities I have for Easter Monday. I went to Kataman to mobilize sacks of clothes by myself, paid for all. Luckily, I got the clothes for free. But all the transportation, packing them, the kayak, I paid single-handedly. I called the woman, I said, "Listen, if this youth themselves want to mobilize street youth, sponsored drinks and a cocktail of small chops, and organize a chop bar around the place, spent about 8,000 Ghana cedis from my pocket." And this is being recorded. If anybody say they sponsored, just come and say. Supported by my husband. And we went to this ghetto, and this Osagyefo, the youth president, came with other guys, other youth general volunteers, not even executives. I even told all the country here, the deputies to come. They didn't show up. And these guys, ghetto guys, were pounding the fufu. And then they were doing all these things. And they were so excited. And they were listed and registered as a ghetto youth club for the International Youth Network. You understand? Later, somebody saw and said, if there's any projects that we want to do for this street youth, they are willing to support. So you see, we had to take a step to do one thing to attract in pictures and in video, to attract somebody showing interest that they would like to come on board to help. So all these projects that we are talking about, the opportunities are there, but we have to start something to get the support. Don't wait till you have the money to do it. You might not have the money because if you don't have a job, your parents are taking care of you. Like I said, to be a UN peace ambassador or to be somebody to attract the title His Excellency, as an adult in the UN circles, you pay thousands of dollars to take the course. To be a UN chaplain, the courses you do is not a joke. We have some chaplains here. Eventually, we couldn't pay. We had to use the affiliate institution of the UN chief for them to do the courses, be able to become chaplains as the first stage. But now, I have been told by our UN chief that there's a program that the UN has released for young people. And the UN itself is saying that young people who are active in their networks, organizations, with proof and can take they'll be given projects to develop. They will be sponsored for free. They only have to pay for registration. And those that will do well will be sponsored, and they'll be honored with titles as His Excellency. Because the projects that they will undertake will be projects that when they go, the presidents and things go for big General Assembly and things, they give them, and they tell them, go to your countries, do this. The youth will be tested with some of these opportunities, and the good ones will be honored with titles as if their presidents or their leadership with And it's real. You'll be giving certificates to that, accredited certificates to that. So I said, all of you must get to know this. That is why you realize that I was forcing us for all the leadership to join this meeting. You go back and tell your people. Some of you belong to departments and groups that are not really youth, but you have other youth in your arts under your community reps and this thing. All of them, no youth is being left behind. All of them qualifies. And understand? These are some of the opportunities. But today I want all of you to learn. You have to show work. You have to be active. If you have a leader who is not working, don't be excited about it. You have to push on that. So since we were commissioned, what are we doing? What projects are we undertaking? If your leader is not being responsive, join some of the units, the department, and get busy. And then let us see what you are doing and cry for help. And then be noticed. You understand? Nobody should just be there and be jealous. That we saw that Madam Lilian went to America 3 times last year and she didn't go with us. What if I have 100 years American visa in my passport? What if because I'm going up and down, somebody has seen me and say, oh, madam, you're always traveling. An airline is saying that will give you discounts. What are you also doing to attract that? Recently, one of the women commissioners was doing well, and there was opportunities. I said, oh, come on board. Even if it's also free, she has to register. But it's subsidized, highly subsidized. Just registering, she was telling everybody, I'm going to go here, I might go here, I might go here. People started getting jealous of her. Some people working behind her trying to sabotage it for me. And that's what a lot of people do, and it's not right. Force and do what you have to do. And when people talk about you, don't let it be true. Your good works and the things you want to do to shine will identify you. Just like how the Secretary General said, he was able to spot the campus rep for UCC, who was mobilizing the students on campus and working very hard and supported her. What are you doing that needs to be seen? So this question goes to all the youth and all the members on the platform. Recently, I was called by MICE and they said, Lilian, you realize that you mobilize women as part of the work you are doing for the youth. We want you to nominate 1 or 2 people that go all out for young people and youth to award them. 2 names came to mind because then if they ask me to show proof, all these things in these diplomatic circles, they want proof with pictures and things. They called them to vet them, to ask them questions. One of them spoke well. Today, they've published African Union, there are magazines and newspapers and things. It's all over. Today, I was looking at some of them in Addis Ababa, this thing. And the Ethiopian ambassador called me and said, Mai said, you are going to be honored with some people. And I want you, anybody that's from the International Union Network that has been voluntarily working, not those who wear suit and tie. We want to give them 15% discounts on the airline. So they've told the airline to develop, and this is the Ethiopian ambassador. The Ethiopian ambassador to Ghana, together with the CEO of my Street of Gold Foundation. And I have the letter I can publish on our platform. All the people, the women who are advocating, and the one person that qualified, Madam Hude. I don't know if she's on the platform. She's the paid for the women's department. From day one, she has been consistent. And when they interviewed her, they asked her questions. I was on the line. I was very impressed. So she didn't embarrass me. Later, they asked me to show some of the proof of work. All I did was that, please Google her. All I had to say was, please Google her. After I said that, they got to me and said, we Googled the lady you spoke of from the woman, and we saw the incredible things she's doing online. So some of you, when I tell you everything you do, we have publishers, we have publicists with the network, we have the media department. Everything you do, let's put it online for you. You don't even mind me. All I said was that Google her. Then I had a conference call, the Ethiopian ambassador with the CEO. So I called her, put her on the line. After the call, they said they generated a code for her to go to Addis Ababa to pick the award. The Ethiopian embassy has ordered the Ethiopian and to give her 15% discount on the ticket for her to go and come. You see, so these are some of the things. It's not biased. Some of you think that you know me, I can mention your name, but when the opportunity comes and I mention your name, tell me the answer if I can say Google her. Can I say Google her? If an opportunity comes and they say we want 1 person from the youth government system who is very active when it comes to youth government, youth governance, the MP thing, I think that parliament, blah, blah, blah. who is consistent in faith, and I mentioned Jones. For all the youth that are on the platform, I need one person to tell me that if I mention Jones and Megashi Vigolo, and I say Google him, will I be disappointed? The answer is no. If Jones organized any parliament, when he realizes that the youth MPs are not physically present, some of them are complaining transportation, we don't have money for this, the network doesn't have a van, we don't own a bus. We don't take dues from you people to say, let's keep it in the welfare coffers. That's when there's something we can use it to mobilize. So if I have the money, I'll pay for the venue. If I have the money, I'll pay for drinks. So take your transport and come as a volunteer. And you don't want to come. Sometimes Jones will tell me, madam, you know what, save your money for the venue. Let me do those meetings online. And she will host the parliamentary sitting online. And he will go ahead and record it. And he'll go ahead and do a story, give it to me, I'll give it to our publicist, we'll put it on Ghana Web, and he'll also put it on Facebook. So there's an opportunity, I say, oh, the consistent person that I can rely on is Jones. Nobody can tell me that I'm being biased because he's my peer. He has earned it. You understand? So all of you, the opportunities and the things are out there. You have to come out from your shells and don't let anybody push you into hiding. The only way you can earn all the things that you want to benefit as a volunteer. The vice president said something that I can never forget. I think I'll borrow it and use it in my speeches. He said volunteerism means sacrifice, using your time, your resources, your everything. If you don't have that heart, then you have no business being a volunteer. Then you have to go and look for a job. If you want to build experience without sacrificing, then you have to go and look for an internship. And even internship is sacrifice. And go and intern somewhere, they will not pay you. They'll use you if you want transport allowance, but they won't give you. But volunteerism, you can get references, can expose you to network, and because you are volunteering, and you've already said that I'm a volunteer, it comes with a lot of benefits that it will be mind blowing. Is Dr. Bannister in now? So this is one of the things that I want you to pick. And if Madam Hude, the patron for the UN Women, are you online? I saw her.
I'm online, Your Excellency.
Oh, okay, good. So you see, I was praising you right now about
I heard everything, and I am praising you more.
So share your experience in volunteerism. I've known you, with me, you will call me your boss because I'm the global president, but you are my mentor and my role model. And the things, share one in a minute, your voluntary journey. And recently we met at Akamo. You said something. You said, I'm hiding doing my thing, and right now it's like I'm all over the place. She was even honored as the best volunteer for something in France, and I even nominated her. She was in France, and they wanted the best volunteer among African different. And what is our global executive at the time? She was in France trying to mobilize people for the network under the women's division. So the organization Raid Foundation that was doing the honoring, I said there's a woman in France now still volunteering there, and she funded herself there. I want to nominate her. Do you know that out of all the women that were nominated who lives in France, on rating through online research and all the things that everybody said, she emerged as the best volunteer for that award for that year.
Outstanding personality.
Hey, I said Beto, outstanding. And she will tell me, I was doing these things, I didn't think that I'll go that far. And now she's going to Addis Ababa to pick another award. And she was doing this thing in her small corner.
My corner,
And she's
yeah.
and this woman is on the platform with the UN, the women division, the women group that we have for the International Youth Network. And some of them, if they are smart, they quickly pick up and learn. So maybe you can share a little of your all that I've said so that they can hear from your mouth. Then we can have another person speak.
Okay, my name is Hude Noshi. Thank you very much for the opportunity to contribute. I would like to share that collaboration and open communication are key to achieving our goals. What we do basically was the Bible taught us when you are doing good, you should not let your left hand know what the right hand is doing. So I was doing that for a long time. But whenever I have a program, I get people to come and support me. Her Excellency Lilian Sally, I don't know how she got to find me. She was supporting and bringing us stuff for the kids, inviting us, and many other things. I thank her for that. We take care of the less privileged. When they come from the village, they think they are coming to seek for greener pastures. They end up not doing well, and the victims become their children. Such children grow up to become bitter, and then we breed armed robbers, drug addicts. So that are the people that I take care of. Today, I can boast many of them in university have completed, and now they are mothers and fathers. My last thing I did, if I want to talk, I won't finish. So let me cut it short. The last one I did, I gave a whole set of furniture, my fan, everything to a lady rented to go and put it in their house because they didn't have, with 3 children. If we want to talk about things we do, and Madame Lilian, anyway. Hello. Hello. Uh-oh.
Oh, I wanted you to share with them what you are going to the awards in France, and then you're going to Ethiopia this month and Africa Union
Oh,
and all
that's
that.
what you wanted.
So that they are encouraged, you know.
Yeah. And I want to thank Her Excellency Lilian Saliado. All this will not be possible if she has not mentioned. As I said, I was doing what the left hand shouldn't know what the right hand was doing. So she came again on the line and introduced me to the United Nations programs. So I got an Outstanding Personality Award at Strasbourg in France. I had Moet and Chandon also gave me an award. I'm in their magazine. Americans wrote about me. London have written about me. Brain Foundation is now writing a book about me. And now we are going to Ethiopia to receive an award again. I give all the glory to God. I was doing the thing quietly on the quiet, not knowing, I don't know. Madam
So it's
Lilian.
God. Yeah, so it's God. So that what you shared to them, like I like the choice of word you said. You don't know how I found you, so it's a clear testimony that it's not as if you were my friend first.
No,
You
no, no,
understand?
no. We weren't friends at all. You
Oh,
were very young. And you were very young, and this thing has been in your heart since your youth. You were very young. And that's how I appreciated whatever you were doing. You don't mind putting stuff in a barrel and then bringing it down. And you came to see the number of children I was taking care of. There were about 500 then, up till now, even in my old age. So it's not like we knew each other. No, I always say this thing. We didn't know each other, but the Lord directed you to where I was, and you came with your PA.
you have good memory.
So
So
whatever one
that
does,
says, go ahead.
whatever you are doing, if you do good, and even it's in the darkness, God will bring you out. You'll be
So
fished out.
you said it all, and this is to encourage all of you that for those of you who want to know the opportunities out there for volunteerism, start something.
Yeah.
Start something.
There's a saying
And
that many are called, but few are chosen. If you know it's not part of you, God have not called you to do it. There's no way you can do it.
you
Other
can't.
people will send children to the pictures on the TV, flies all over them. That is not how we do it. Whatever you are doing, do it from the bottom of your heart. Clean up the child before you display the child. Do not let the world see the flies on the child before you know that you are doing good. Sorry.
Thank you very much for sharing this. I see Dr. Fiona. Dr. Fiona is state chairperson for Virginia. She's doing remarkably. I've also recommended her for a couple of awards. I know the a former country head for USC, 3G Awards has honored her. And I think Dr. Our Secretary General was going to speak. Secretary General, if you want to say something, then I want Dr. Fiona to also share some of the things and how to, even since she got to do the network and the connections that and any other things that she's also doing. And she should, I want her, Dr. Fiona, when you are speaking, I want you to encourage these young people. There's no money sitting down anywhere. Sometimes you have to expose yourself and let not even us, let everybody know that you are available to volunteer and push something. And God, by his own intervention, will let you be identified. So, Secretary General, do you have something to say?
Check.
Dr. Amza. Okay, then Dr. Fiona.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes, you
Good
can
I would
introduce
afternoon,
like
good
yourself.
evening. Depends on where you are. Let me mute my.
thank you, Her Excellency, for this opportunity. I think our mom has said a lot about this. I would say that one thing I want to say is this is a calling. It's a calling. So if you think it is not your field, please don't waste your time. I can assure you that there is no money from the UN that our mother is keeping for anything that we do. As I said, it's a calling. So if you don't have that love for the youth out there, or if you don't have the love for children on the streets, you can't do it. It's very challenging. So it should be something that you love to do. It should be something that you love to put smiles on the youth faces. Most of the things that we do, actually everything that we do is from our own willingness to do it. Nobody is giving money to anybody. Everything that we are doing individually, as a group, as a unit, everything is from our own pockets. I've known Her Excellency for a while, and I would say she is doing an amazing job. There's so many things that she is doing that she doesn't even tell us. By the time we realize, she has already done it. And then we'll get to know. This is a woman that loves and believes in giving. She doesn't ask us for anything. I'm the president for United Youth Networking. And she's supporting everything that we do. She will call you, she will give, not that she's giving you pressure, but she wants you to be a blessing. She can provide for all of us that, hey, take this money, take $10,000, go and do this project, take this, go and do this project. But she rather creates the opportunity for us, that I'm giving you this opportunity, so make use of it for yourself, not for her. That is her way of showing appreciation to us. So you and I have to be smart. You and I have to be smart. No money is coming from the UN. The UN is not giving her any money. The UN is not giving anybody money. As our mother said earlier on, it is a calling. You should love to do that. Many are called, but few are chosen. You should love to do that. You don't have to wait for anybody to give you something before you put a smile on a child's face or something. I have a lot of projects that I have done in Ghana. I've been to Philippines. I've been to South Africa. I showed the pictures to Her Excellency. I said, Her Excellency, I went to this place to do it. And she said, oh, okay. I don't even, like, most of her even don't tell her, but rather you have to show. Not that we take pictures that we want everybody to see that we are doing, no. But you have to show it to her so that she will know what you are doing. That is why that she has the faith in you. She has the trust in you that if I give you this, I know you will make good use of it. So let's love the things that we do. Use this opportunity. There are a lot of people out there that wants to be in your position, but they are not getting it. Because you and I have taken that position, but we are not making use of it. But there are people out there praying to God that God give me just a little opportunity of this to see what I can do. I know my organization that I have Fiona Care organization. I'm a nurse in the US, and I'm a president of the Youth United in Virginia. So if you say that you are waiting for money, nobody's gonna bring you money. If you love what you do, it's just the little thing that you get. $2, like $10 or $100. Just save a little just to be a blessing to a child. The blessings comes to you. It doesn't come to our leaders. It doesn't come to our president. But she will create the opportunity for you to make good use of it for yourself. As she said, a lot of opportunity out there. She will introduce you to it, like the peace ambassador. This is the opportunity. She's somebody, I've known her. She's somebody who is not selfish about these things. When she has any opportunity that she thinks that it will help her team, it's up to you to decide whether you will take it or not. If you need help, don't be scared. Don't be afraid to reach out to anybody. Reach out to somebody. You might even get somebody who is interested in what you want to do. Hey, auntie, hey, uncle, I think I have this idea. Let's put it on paper. Let's submit it to Her Excellency. Oh, she looks at it. Oh, okay, it's good. Let's do it. She will support you in any way that she can. That doesn't mean you should leave it on her or depend on her that she's going to bring you money from America. Just add yours. Find other people who are also interested in what you're doing. I do health screening every year in Ghana, which I'm coming to Ghana in July to do the health screening that I'm talking about. I do the health screening for seniors, Ghana who say the elderly people, the disabled. We have free food for the children. We do street feeding. We do randomness of kindness. We go to South Africa. We go to Philippines. We've been there. We have all the pictures, everything. So please, you should love what you do. And the blessings will come by itself. Bible says the blessings of God make us rich and add no sorrow. So when you open up and God knows everybody's heart on what you want to do, don't join because you want to come to America. Don't join because you want something. If you do that, you will not last. You won't last. So let's open up and do everything from our heart, and God will bless us. Amen.
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 Excellency, please continue. First of all, can you guys hear me? How you doing?
Yes, we
Good.
can. We're doing
Okay,
good.
so
And you?
it's always like good afternoon right here in the US. His Excellency Evangelist Dr. Charleston in Tiamo Mensa. You can call me Dr. CNN for short. The Global Director for Administration, Special Envoy for the International Youth Network. I believe you heard my voice before. Last time we had a meeting, I expressed or share my advice or experience on the contributions that we have made to the International Youth Network and how it is very, very important to dedicate yourself, sacrifice, don't be selfish, open doors for others. If you see opportunities. I'm so proud today that there are certain people on this platform that when they're being introduced, I feel proud. Like the Secretary General, I feel proud. Like he just introduced Her Excellency Dr. Fiona, I feel proud. Why is that? Volunteerism is not about selfishness. When you see opportunities and you want to build a team of successful individuals, you spread the message, you spread the word. And that is how we have a wonderful institution that we have today. I quite remember clearly when Her Excellency approached me and said, look, we need to build a team, international team, bring in the International Youth Network as being the US as the capital, New York being the capital. And I accepted to be a part of it. And from now on, I have built a network. We've been to the UN several times. Fortunately, tomorrow we're going again for another important exercise. I was there last month with the president when he signed, he introduced that historical things about reparation. I was there as part of the story. So you don't need to have be a master's degree holder or have a business, being rich or something. It's all about helping others, transforming lives, having an impact. That little thing you do, having an impact to society. That's where you'll be recognized. It will shock you that one of our network partners, also a UN ambassador. Well, yes, last week I was having a talk with my UN chief. She has Her Excellency Professor Ada has always have a talk on issues, and she asked me to present a speaker, and I said I'll do myself, and I did it. Guess what? I received a surprise message from one of the UN chiefs as well. I said, "Oh, Your Excellency, there's this big event going, an international event in Ghana. Would you like to be a part of it?" And I said, "Yes," not knowing it was a nomination. Then I received this huge nomination for media and ministry. That was a surprise. I still haven't processed it yet. I'm about to share, but I will share eventually because I don't understand. Just a minute. So all I'm saying is, if you want titles and honor, you get it. It's just like in a hand, you give and you receive. That's what volunteering is all about. You are helping others. You are transforming life, shaping destinies. Then it also come to you. That's where the people who matter, they also say, oh, you deserve it. You are changing others. So you also deserve the titles. You don't just come up and say Your Excellency. Somebody saw what you did and you became Your Excellency. So feel proud of yourself. Never underestimate your potential. Be who you are. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of your language. Don't copy. Be original. And just be you. It doesn't matter your accent. International body, they recognize that we are all from people, that different destinations. That's why we call international. Okay? So don't feel shy to be who you are. As I speak to you, besides all the community, the connections that I have with His Excellency, I think supposed to be Speaker, our UN Chief Bannister. Through him, I've met several ECOSOC ambassadors. Through the encouragement, I am a kidney transplant recipient. I've set up an NGO to also transform lives because ever since I went through that difficult situations, life-changing kidney, no kidney, then I have a kidney. So I become an advocate for kidney, besides the International Youth Network, besides all these, the Rose Sisters Fellowship, besides ROMI, besides the Magban Corporation, besides the Danny Glover Actor Danny Glover Foundation, and several networks. I've also set up my own through the encouragement of what I've seen. And every day people send me pictures from Ghana and everywhere about people going through kidney. So guess what? The knowledge that God is giving me about, besides doctors' prescriptions and say use supplement, and I share, and people are encouraged. So it's not about yourself. It's about people having an impact. International Youth Network, we move in places. It's about the youth. That the youth who see themselves that they can also make decisions, that they can learn, they can sit under role models. If you don't listen, you don't learn. If you think you know much, you won't learn. Even if you know, just give room to learn. So that is what it's all about. Give yourself room to learn, communicate, enlighten yourself, be proud of who you are, and share. Yeah, build a network for yourself. Don't be selfish. You are highly regarded. So let's build somebody also to become from nothing to something, to be highly regarded. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure seeing all of you. His Excellency is in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly.
So
We waited for
thank
him
you,
for long.
the opportunity. Yeah.
Okay. So finally, I hope all the leaders have spoken. Finally, here. His Excellency is very well experienced in volunteerism. I'm in my car, I was from a meeting, so where I am is very dark. So you can't see me. So let me just turn off my video. So, but he's here, and most of you have seen his picture on the poster. He's one of the people that I met through His Excellency Dr. CNN. Like I said, partnership for the goal is very key. Networking is very important. I was doing something and I was introduced to Dr. CNN. He was doing something. We connected, we met people. Somebody also met us, introduced us to somebody in the Bahamas, and we had to form a delegation. Through that, we met Dr. Bannister. And through him, I've met so many people within the UN circles. And I'm privileged to say that even my first United Nations ID as a UN rep was given to me by him. To the extent that he even went all the way to the Bahamas to honor me and everything else. And so if you hear from this man, you are hearing from the source. Sometimes when you hear from me, so this is Madam, she's just trying to encouraging us. Madam is trying to encouraging us. Now, myself, as I'm sitting here, for all the things I'm doing, not through being biased, the person that through him and my UN chief honored me all the things that you see me have is here now, live. So you're going to hear from him speak. So when he talks to you, write it down and know that whatever you see me, you don't have to be jealous of me. You don't have to hate me. You can also get it. Because the man himself is here to talk to you. If you will listen and you work hard and you be a very good volunteer and you take up courses and you open up programs, I want all of you with a round of applause showing the signs on as your images. Welcome His Excellency Reverend Dr. Bannister to speak to us. We are very happy to have you here. And from the International Youth Network, and we have people from about 12 countries on this platform. From the USA, Ghana, France, UK, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia, from all our network. I think I've not seen anybody from Cyprus, but I don't know yet. So now you can approach, talk to anybody. People are sleeping, some are awake. So you have the floor now, His Excellency. God bless you for coming.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of the day it is that, based on your location. Where I'm at, it's still afternoon, the sun is still shining, even though it's a bit nippy. Uh, 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 let me say I think I had my times kind of mixed up by mistake. So for those of you that are still here, thank you very much for still sticking around. And like I said, forgive me for being this late here. I know for numerous organizations in the United Nations, Geneva as well as in Vienna, ranging from education, women, boys, girls, health, everything. So the UN deals with the 17 SDGs where the ECOSOC organizations are concerned in alignment with the countries, or should we say the word missions, right? For us, for me personally, what I have to focus on, while I deal with all 17, I like the idea of SDG 17. Why SDG 17? Because SDG 17 deals with partnerships. And building partnerships is one thing that is greatly needed in order to, let me use the word, survive in the United Nations. You need that partnership. Why you need that partnership? Because you need to be able to lean on someone else or allow another organization to lean on you in when it comes to being able to get your mission accomplished where the UN is concerned. When I was first introduced to International Youth Network through Dr. CNN, I didn't know exactly what the International Youth Network was until when we got into Bahamas and I was able to meet with Her Excellency Lilian, and I got the meat of it. And when I did got that, I was like, you know what, this here is wonderful. This is something that would spread throughout the UN. And then for the fact that you guys are dealing with focusing on that resolution, you positioned yourself in such a way to cover all 17 of the SDGs and even more than just those 17 as well. The thing that I encouraged my sister is one of the things that everyone will need is the knowledge in order to function. Now, everyone looks at the UN as just something whereby it's a platform where I can say, yes, I've been to the UN or I do stuff with the UN. No, it's more than that. Growing up, I said as a little boy, when I was in school and I learned about I learned of the United Nations, I looked at my class teacher and I said to my class teacher, I was in primary school, and I said to my teacher, I said, I'm going to be an ambassador to the United Nations one day. And I forgot about that statement after I said it. Years later, fast forward to 2012, when I encountered Dr. Finn, whom you've met, who is the chief for Woolmai, as well as the chancellor for the university. I was intrigued, but then at the same time, it's not what I wanted. What I wanted was more so to serve, to help, to volunteer. And through that is what opened the door in order for me now to get into the UN. Once I got into the UN, now many more doors began to open because I have the knowledge already. I went to school for a little bit more, and then from being in there, I was able to get the exposure. One of the things that you need is exposure. If you're a type of person where you don't want to expose yourself like that, then it will be a struggle for you. But you have to expose yourself, and part of that exposure is putting yourself in the building, in the place. So there's always events, which Her Excellency Lilian knows. There's always events going on in the UN, and you want to try your utmost best to be there. I understand we will try to be a part of the virtual events, but virtual events, the way how a virtual event will run, it runs like this. You might have to be muted. And even if you want to chat with somebody next door, sitting next to you or so, you can't have that. After the meeting, this meeting closes. You're not able to now connect with that person. So positioning yourself inside of Geneva, Vienna, or New York at least once a year is something that you want to be able to make happen. Dr. CNN and Dr. Lilian, both of them will let you know because they can attest to it. When you're going there, you're in that meeting and you'll be surprised to know the connections that you're able to make. Because you might be as simple as trying to get, let's use, for example, let's use books. You're trying to get books for a community, for children. On this Zoom here, we'll talk about it, yes, but you're not able to make that connection. But once you're in the building, you're on the ground, face to face, you have that opportunity now whereby somebody can say, hold on, wait, I just spoke to someone who deals with books. and who can get you those books you need, they now can make that connection right there. Again, SDG 17, partnership, right? That person is able to make that connection, and you can have that conversation. And Lilian, as well as Dr. Charles, both of them can attest to the amount of introductions and people that they've met just from being there on the ground. Why am I saying that? International Youth Network needs to start getting into that place. I understand we have Her Excellency Lilian as well as His Excellency Charles. Both of them, through my assistance, they're able to get in. Now, the rest of you that are leaders, you need to be able to get in as well, because you want to be able to go back to your, let me say, district that you're over, and give them that impact, give them that opportunity so they themselves. You have the high level political forum that is coming up soon within the next 2 months. I'm not sure if registration is closed. Reach out, try and get that registration in, try and go to it. It helps across the board with what you want to do. All right. But at the end of the road, education is key. Education is key. Why education is key? When you step into the UN, you have to be knowledgeable of what you're going to speak with. That is not the time, that is not the place, that is not the opportunity for you to be trying to think, what am I going to see when I meet with this person? No. The moment you get in and you get in front of that person, remember the resolution is long. Your job is not to know every single part of the resolution. You can pick one part of that resolution and say, this is my focal point. If I'm called upon and asked a question, I can speak anything on this part of the resolution, because this is what interests me. Likewise, for another person with the other side. And from that, you'll be surprised to see that you're able now to marry those two together in order to accomplish something that can help the mission as well succeed and meet the needs based on its agenda, based on its mission that was set forth. WULMI, and I'm pretty sure some of you might have heard from Dr. Finn last year, WULMI and CYCLE, as well as our Diplomatic Academy, we have various trainings that we usually put all of our ambassadors to, every single one of them. Dr. Charles went through it, Dr. Lilian went through it, and maybe some of you others that might be here might have went through it. We have them go through it. Why? Because we teach you certain things, protocol, negotiations. We teach you a little bit of canon law. We teach you a little bit about the UN system overall. And then there's a few other classes that we usually offer, whereby you're able to get an executive diploma in protocol and diplomacy that covers a multifaceted of different areas that you need to know. And you'll be surprised at how effective it is, because now it opens your eyes to a different, it opens your eyes to view the work of the UN, and even onto your work, falling in alignment with the UN's work, whereby you now can function well. Because you don't want to know when you get into the UN, I say to you, hey, come, let me take you to the UN with me, Mr. Samuel. I'll use you, Mr. Samuel, for example. And I say, Mr. Samuel, let's go to the UN. I have XYZ, and you're just coming to accompany me. What I usually say to people is this: Mr. Samuel, I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm opening a door for you. And this is one of the things I want everyone to grasp, if nothing else, from here. All right? Lilian and Dr. CNN, excuse me, Her Excellency Dr. Lilian and His Excellency Dr. CNN, they, as well as the rest of the team, all right, they have opened a door for you. Every single one of you. They see something in you, hence the reason them saying to you, okay, come and be a part of International Youth Network, and this is what you can do. They basically see something in you, and they're saying, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get in this room. Now, when you get into that room, my job is not to speak for you from beginning to end. I will only do 25% of speaking for you, and that's the introduction I'm going to make. After that introduction is made, it's left you now to seal your deals. Because when someone says to you, they're taking you to the UN, sometimes they only take you up to the bookstore. You can't go beyond the other part, the other second layer of security, that the decisions are made, the meetings are happening. The presidents, the ambassadors, the ministers of the governments, the different diplomats and delegates, they're roaming the halls of the UN. You won't, if you don't have that access, it's not easy to get there. They'll turn you right back. So by saying to you, Mrs. Amela, come out with me to the UN, you have to know what you're coming and talk about. Even if you're not coming as a speaker, you're just attending. At least the mere fact that you're in the room, you must be prepared, you must be ready, you must know the protocol, because it's not a case you can stand up there and go, hey, I bite my friend, I did that. No. Those things don't happen back there. It don't happen back there. I understand in local government parliament, all kind of stuff will happen. Yes, fine. But in there, it's a totally different ballgame. The people look at you and they look to see how you carry yourself. When you introduce yourself, what do you do? Because you got to be able to, it's like saying you're doing a 30-second elevator pitch. You're presenting yourself in 30 seconds to whoever, because I might be walking and you want to talk to me, I tell you, walk with me and talk. Because I'm going somewhere. So you have, from the moment you catch me to the moment I get to where I'm going, to get your point over or to grasp my attention, that I stop walking to listen to you. All right. And all of that goes back to education, educating yourself on what you want or what you're doing, and putting everything into practice in such a way that when you get into that place, it's an easy walk in the park for you to accomplish what you want. All right. But like I said, Wilmai and Psycho, we've offered multiple trainings across the board. And then at the same time, I have numerous organizations. To be exact, I represent over 15 organizations in the UN, New York, Geneva, and Vienna. So I have the capability. I have at my disposal organizations that I can partner you guys with to help you guys in order to succeed and in order to carry on your mission. I always say to the other organizations and the missions in the UN, you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. One hand can't clap. This is not clapping. This is clapping. You need two hands. That is a partnership. And by International Youth Network's members and leadership positioning themselves to garner that partnership, it now puts International Youth Network in a place to be successful and at the same time help you as an individual, you as a professional, you as an advocate. It helps you now to go out there now and shine even better, allowing you to be that ideal representative for International Youth Network, that Her Excellency Lilian can close her eyes and say, you know what, Estella, I'm going to send, I have to go somewhere, but Estella, could you go and represent me? Because she built that confidence in you. She's seen you function before. Dr. CNN, he's seen you function before, or whomever is within the leadership of International Youth Network. They have that confidence because you know what? You've went through the training. You've attended some of these events. You've written your report and you've submitted your report. Because it's not just going, you have to submit a report. Because now I will turn to Dr. Lilian and say to her, okay, Dr. Lilian, I have an event in the UN and I need you, Dr. Lilian, to come and speak. She will say, well, I can't make it. You know what? But I could send Emmanuel. Everyone understand what I'm saying there? Right? That's because she knows Emmanuel or whomever else. They're now able to go out and represent not just International Youth Network, but represent her and the entire leadership of the organization as well. And then even do an immaculate job with themselves is concerned. But the education side is key. And then, like I said, taking the entire resolution and dissecting the resolution based on what you, the individual, have the passion for. And then you now running with that and developing the programs, because there's a lot of different funding opportunities, not from the UN itself, but through partners. And that's the reason why I'm saying when you look at the 17 SDGs, if you go down to SDG 17, which deals with partnerships, that is the area that helps bridge the gap for the other 18 SDGs that requires number 17, which is partnerships. So my encouragement to you, a lot of you, is for the high-level political forum that's coming up. I know CSW and CSD just passed. Now we have a high-level political forum coming up. That is very critical because you'll be surprised that walking the halls of the UN, you bump into one of your ministers of your own government that you're only able to see on the television. Or you're in the room where the meeting is happening and you're hearing one of your own members of your government or opposition or whomever that you could only see that person on the television or hear their voice on the television, and you've been longing to meet with them to discuss something or to make a proposal or to make a recommendation based on what you have. Because let me tell you how the meeting usually goes. The president is not going to be at that meeting. Very seldom we will find a president or so attending one of those side events. All right. They will more so go to the main events. That's where they go make their statements and then they leave. Seldom you'll find the president. What you'll find would be a minister within the government, a minister of the government, or the ambassador. They're the ones that will most likely come to these events and speak at the side events. When they come to those side events, the speeches they've put together, the information in the speech came from you guys. It came from you guys because you guys are the ones that did the groundwork. You guys are the ones that went into the communities, sat with everyone in the communities, discussed stuff, made proposals, took recommendations from the communities, and then started implementing stuff and then seeing it work. And then now you're at a different side event that I might say I have, and you make that presentation. That presentation now, it goes down in the books of the UN's archive. Once that goes into the UN's archive now, because I have to submit whatever you present, once that goes into the archive now, your minister or whomever, or whoever the speechwriter is, will go and they research and they'll go search right inside of the archive. They will find whatever they don't know who wrote it yet, but they're reading it. Oh, this sounds good. This is good. This is work. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that. They will take a snippet out of that. And what I'm telling you is truth. They will take a snippet out of that. Maybe they quote you, maybe they don't quote you. But they'll take a snippet out of that and they'll plug it into that minister's speech or the president's speech. And then the president goes now and speak it out in public. Thinking, yeah, and here it is, we now listening to it now, we're saying, this is a good idea. Not knowing Barney or Blacksmore or someone from the group basically was a speaker and they actually made that recommendation. That is how it goes. You understand? But they only get the information because we, as civil society, we as the ECOSOC organizations, are the ones that actually did the groundwork, because they don't have the time to go do the groundwork. That's why they rely on civil society to be the ones to go out and do those things. That's why we get the accreditations that we have, that we are able to come back and make those presentations to the UN. So the UN now, they're either ministers on whomever, they're able to pull the archive and go find those things. Always events going on in New York, Geneva, as well as Vienna. All you got to do is find the right time, make sure that the deadline hasn't passed, contact your main rep. In this case, contact Dr. Lilian or Dr. CNN. I don't know the protocol that they have set up for that. And then they would basically let myself or whomever know that they can be able to be registered, and you try your utmost best to be in there. That is one of the main things that you want to make sure you do. Get to an event. Dr. CNN, Lilian, both of them can tell you of stories upon stories upon stories of some of the people that they've crossed years ago, and then all of a sudden now it's passing again because now they've encountered each other again in the UN, as well as some of the opportunities and things. All right. So, like I said, I know the time was well spent. You guys have waited for me for a very long time. And I'm very sorry again for being so late. But we will do this again, whereby it will be set at an appropriate time. My schedule was just a bit tossed up and changed a lot. but we will be able to do this again. So with that being said, Dr. Lilian, thank you very much again, and I will hand it over back to you.
Thank you very much. We are very grateful and you're talking well. I wouldn't want to speak. So the floor is open. Anybody? Is Lady Patience on the platform? Lady Patience from Ghana. Okay. So does anybody has a question, please?
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I want to just appreciate or use the opportunity to appreciate His Excellency Bannister for giving us the opportunity. We met, he only knows it was the first time that I've actually gotten back when I entered the ministry, and then after a year, 3 months, I go back in media. That's when I met him, and then he presented an award to a man of God, a bishop. And through that, we connected, not knowing this is a man full of ideas, full of encouragement, something that I've never seen. But I saw it when I entered the first time that he gave me an ambassadorial tour to the United Nations. So this is an encouragement that all of you, whenever Her Excellency said, do this, let's do that, be a part of it, okay? Try your best. So His Excellency, let me say thank you on my personal behalf. Her Excellency, you also thank you. Already done it. But me, from what I've seen, for what I have been through, for the network that we have built, I would say big thank you. Tomorrow, like you said, yes, I'm going to be there. That we all have an impact, put our heads together, create opportunities so that we can all shine together and also transforming lives globally. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, His Excellency Dr. CNN. The gentleman that just spoke, he's a global administrator and also a senior special envoy to the network. He was the first USA country head. Okay, His Excellency Dr. Devon, I want you to talk about the opportunities that is there now for young people to be able to get the title His Excellency or Her Excellency. Is this still open? We know we don't have Dr. Finn here, but he mentioned it to me that there's a program that is almost is subsidized and is sponsored. And if you can elaborate on that.
Okay, so everyone sees whereby you have individuals walking around.
Please hold on. Please is Wisdom is on the platform. I want you to screen record this part, okay? Those of you recording, don't miss when he's speaking, try to get everything recorded. Thank you. So please continue.
Okay, so through WOLMI, that's Word of Life Ministries International, we are accredited by the UN as well. Like I said, it's multiple organizations, all right? But this one here is through WOLMI. Now, WOLMI, what they do is we appoint junior ambassadors. And there's the junior ambassador, there is a program which we set up, which I will provide you with the details, the step-by-step details, Dr. Lilian, in order for you to share with the network, right? But however, there is a portion of classes in which you have to take. Once you've completed that, then we know we would appoint you as a junior, the title, His Excellency or Her Excellency, as well as you can address yourself as ambassador. And we give you the documentations for that. Now, we have what's called the peace ambassadors as well. The peace ambassador, that comes by recommendations. So not everyone within the network will be able to become a peace ambassador. However, we can appoint you as a junior ambassador and you work your way up into the various ranks, because there's many rank and files in which we do have that you can become ambassador, junior ambassador, or peace ambassador. And then at the same time, we have what's called special envoys, which just as Dr. Lilian said, we would appoint you as a special envoy as well. And we give you the necessary documentations to cover yourself with those things are concerned. So anything that we do, anything that we give you, it is accredited to go with it. So it's not a case whereby, out there you have somebody might say, oh, I am ambassador this. Then you'd be like, make credentials or send me a copy of the certificate. Because not all your credentials you might have on you. Some of them might be a certificate that stays up in your office. So that's where we usually say to people, always have a picture of it in your phone. So anything you can always pull that picture up and have the person read it to confirm it. So by having that, it helps you as well, because again, the opportunities are endless. All right, but it's more so you're going through, you're taking some classes, you're going through some trainings, and then after that, we might say to you, this is what you have to do, and then we basically commission you as a junior ambassador. Now, even though we've commissioned you as a junior ambassador, it's not a case whereby you're a junior ambassador for the rest of your life, my friend. No, 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 no. There's a term limit on it, and you have to basically, in order for us to extend that limit, you now have to complete, or you now might have to submit to us a report. We might say to you, this is what we need to know before we consider appointing you as a global, as a junior ambassador. Your junior ambassadorship now that you'll be using, you're more so using it for International Youth Network, because we have that partnership with International Youth Network, right? And there's other organizations that I have partnered with international. At the end of the road, it goes back to SDG 17, which is the partnership. You taking the courses, you taking the classes, you doing whatever is out there that's needed to get done. So in a way like this, you're propping your resume up, because yes, while you are volunteering, you will be surprised to know in the midst of your volunteerism, you get a job offer. In the middle of it, you can get a job offer from somewhere. And one of the things they will want to see what qualifications you have, what courses you've taken, what classes you've done. And we have many. We have many because we have, like I said, we have our diplomatic academy that is accredited by CT and Guild. So we do a lot. It's a great lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff we have. But where the global ambassadors is concerned, the junior ambassadors is concerned, that is one of the areas that I did mention to Dr. Lilian. At this venture, at this stage, at this point, you need to have your executives now walking and going, walking and making sure that they address the correct way, because it doesn't make sense that your organizations or you folks are part of the organization and you're not taking the opportunities. All right, because if you're saying that you are a part of this organization, organization does UN related work, and I take it from me. Every saying to this one organization in the midst, when there's side events, when there are meetings, they will turn and they will open the floor for questions. And when that opportunity for questions, that is where now you now introduce yourself. Hi, I am Ambassador this, Ambassador so-and-so, representative for International Youth Network or wherever. Now, International Youth Network, now its name is beginning to circulate inside of the UN. With that circulation now, it helps International Youth Network to now expand more and become more relevant. Because when missions now, they're having conversations, they might see the same way how they pull a speech. They might say, you know what? Ambassador, this young ambassador from this organization, International Youth Network, or wherever the name is, this is how they talk, or whatever the name is. They said so they ask this question, but then they give a little bit of a facts to go with it and stuff like that. And it was very interesting. How can I get a hold of the organization or that individual? You understand? So from that is how we're able now to help get international youth network the opportunity to position yourself on a track whereby you stay as a volunteer as long as you want, but you get the qualifications to help you with it, as well as you also get yourself on a position where even if you're looking to find employment out of it, you get the knowledge you need to
Yes, and finally, we would also like to have this encourage them. Oh, I'm a volunteer for International Network. We know that it's affiliated with all those big organizations, and then we see some of them traveling here and there with UN IDs, and they get some protocol or privileges. But one of the things that I always tell them, everything they see me have, they can also have. There's our structures, there's a way you can get it. And one person just asked me, Madam, so what are some of the benefits? So I want you to touch on that. Being assigned to New York, the UN headquarters in New York or Geneva or Austria or even the African one. Some of the
Okay,
benefits I can share, but they always hear from me. So I want them to hear from you. Because
okay,
from June, you're going to recommend few of them for such IDs. So let them know a bit about it. Yeah.
okay. So in regards to the ID benefits, now what happens is I have to take you and I have to put you onto an organization. And this is a mindset I want you people to have and understand. Yes, you'll be representing that organization, but you'll still be representing International Youth Network. Don't just look at it as an ID, look at it as something way bigger, because getting the ID is not as simple. Not everyone gets an ID that easily. All right. What you getting that ID is an appointment whereby you're saying to Her Excellency Lilian, and Her Excellency Lilian is saying to me, and I am saying to these organizations that listen, International Youth Network is in alignment with your mission. There's a partnership right there, and we can work together. We can benefit from each other at the same time. That organization in turn will say, okay, fine, no problem. Let's have a meeting and let's put it together. If the organization says yes, you now, you the individual, you sit on, let's put it this way, you sit on the UN board of that organization. And as you sitting on the UN board of that organization, take note what I'm saying, the UN's board, right, of that organization. Why I'm saying the UN board of the organization, every organization, they have to appoint 17 individuals every year to represent them in the United Nations. Those 17 individuals, they're tasked with a lot of stuff. However, because of the relationship I have with them, I'm now able to finagle that a little bit to make sure that whilst the individuals or the partnership that is set up, both organizations benefit. You, the individual, you now would receive that ID. And when you receive that ID, the first thing that happens is this. You now are considered an ambassador to the United Nations. Let me distinguish the two. You are now a representative. You are a representative, meaning if I pick my phone up and I call the UN and I ask the UNID office, do you have someone in your system by the name of Lilian Sally? And they will say to me, 1 second, let us check. And they will type her name in the system. They no specific place. They will just type her name into the system. Once they type her name in the system, if her name comes up, they will tell me which organization or organizations to for this organization. All right. that appointment that she gets basically permits her now to walk again and say that she's an ambassador to the UN. There's certain uh, privileges that are bestowed that is not known or verbally or written down out there for everyone to know. So I'll just give you a few. One, let's say you're traveling, and we usually say to folks, if you know you don't travel, don't waste your time. All right, because you have to travel, because the organization is not going to appoint you and then you're refusing to go somewhere to do something. All right, likewise, Dr. Lilian is not going to say I'll appoint you and then you just have it for show. No, you got to be able to use it. Right. Travel benefits, once you travel and you're crossing borders, you use the diplomatic line. That's one. Use the diplomatic line. Dr. CNN, Dr. Lilian, the two of them, they can attest to that because they've seen it. When you are addressing yourself somewhere, you address yourself as His Excellency or Excellency, and you end it with Ambassador to the United Nations, representative. You're representative to the United Nations. And you can say the organization, you can say International Youth Network and the other organization, which I would let you know what that organization is. All right. When you are doing documents, legal stuff, whatever it is, you now have the right to use the title His Excellency or Ambassador. And I'll give you one example because there's a lot. There's no brochure or there's no list written out. All right. You get it as you go, depending on what you're doing, because every case is different. I'll give you an example. There was one time I was doing something in where was I? Which one I'm using? Okay, so I was in the state of Massachusetts, and I needed to get into the state house, and I needed to do something with one of the state senators as well as one of the House of Representative members as well. So when I picked up the phone, and I'm just going to use this as my example, right? When I picked up the phone and I called, as usual, if you don't have the direct number, you'll be placed on the switchboard. So when I called, the switchboard person answered, and I said, good afternoon, my name is Devon Bannister. I'm trying to get on to Senator so-and-so. And they said, who are you? I said, Devon Bannister. I said, okay, all right, hold on. And they transferred me up to the senator's office. But when they transferred me to the senator's office, the person I got was like one of those foreign secretaries. So like they got there's 5 secretaries before you could get to the Senate. Okay, so let's see, I'm speaking to Senate Secretary 1. So I said to the secretary, well, I'm so and so, and I'm trying to get on to the secretary, the senator, to do XYZ with them. And they said, oh, you'll have to make an appointment. And the next available appointment is 6 months out. I say, okay, I will call you back. So I hung the phone up. I tried a House of Representative member. Did the same thing. The House of Representative member's office answered and they said, oh, she's not available till the next 3 months. Take note, what I wanted to do needed to happen in 2 weeks. So I hung the phone up. And say, this is who you are. So I called back, switchboard answer. My switchboard answer, I said, good afternoon. I am Ambassador Dr. Devon Bannister, Ambassador to the United Nations. She said, who? I said, Ambassador Dr. Devon Bannister, United Nations representative. Represent an organization in the UN. Oh, sorry, sir. Who do you just address yourself as Teresa or whatever your name is? Right? Now you address yourself as His Excellency or the benefits. Those are the things. Those are the opportunities. That is what is available to you as a UN representative. You understand? Not everyone will tell you some of these things, but I do say it to people because you have to understand you're walking a different light, right? You're walking in a totally different lane. I usually say to some other ambassadors, I say you're no longer swimming with small fish. You're no longer dealing with kekebe and whitening and stuff like that. Now you're dealing with white whales. You understand? White whale, blue whale, black whale, big sharks, the big fishes. You understand? So it's no longer shallow waters, it's deep waters. So you have to, as you go, you will see what those benefits are and how you can utilize those benefits. So while I know Dr. Lilian wants me to go in depth, but the ones that you want to know is it helps you to open the doors in order to access. And like I said, Dr. CNN as well as Dr. Lillian, both of them. And if there's anyone else here that have experienced it or encountered it, they themselves might be able to attest to it. But there's so many benefits that there's no brochure or pamphlet that is out there telling you what the benefits are. The mere fact and the mere notion that you are an ambassador to the United Nations and you possess that particular credentials, it's a done deal for you. Your benefits are endless, providing you stay within the confines of the law. And that's it.
Wow, I like this presentation. That's very good. So you see, the benefits are out there, the opportunities are out there. You have to stay in the confines of the law. You have to take courses. You have to upgrade yourself. Some of you, when we tell you do this, and then you think that we are bothering you. But one of the things that His Excellency Dr. Bannister said that I really love, he said, these credentials comes to you. I'm happy you didn't tell them that they come to me, Lilian. Whatever you attain, volunteering and sacrificing, we don't want you to waste your time. We want you to expand your network and all the things that he mentioned. You notice that he didn't say that when you do these things, you take the courses, you upgrade yourself, Lilian is going to get paid. Nobody gives me a dime. But some of us, this is our calling. We do this for you to know that once you sacrifice your time, you volunteer, there are a lot of opportunities out there. Okay? So he said a lot. I think that um, we have few people still on the line. The Secretary General is there, a Special Envoy Global Administrator. His Excellency Dr. Bannister himself is on. And I see Dr. Peregrine. I see a lot of the chaplains here. You've done well. I see few people having your hands up. So let's have the questions rolling. Unfortunately, my moderators are not here. I'm doing all the job. Lady Patience and Jones are supposed to moderate this, but I'm not hearing their voices. So please, if you those of you have your hands up, let's go. I think
Before the questions come, if the questions can be snappy, that'd be
very
good.
snappy.
If not, Dr. Lillian, if you can take the questions and then forward them to me. Reason being, because I have a 4:15 I have to run into as well.
Okay.
It's Sunday, but it's crazy busy because I'm actually preparing for 2 UN events tomorrow. So I have a number of meetings with different ambassadors in preparation for those 2 events tomorrow. So I have a 4:15. So if the questions are quick and I can answer them quickly, I will. If not, how about you just take those questions and let me respond to them for you, and then you can relate back to the others. But
Okay, so since you have 4:15, we have 5 minutes or let's say 4 minutes for you. Let's take quickly Ambassador Hude, please ask your question very snappy, and then we move on to the other. Balfour Prince. Okay, let's move quickly. Ambassador Hude, I see your hand up. Okay, she's not ready. Balfour Prince, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dr. Reverend. I wanted to ask, as a beginner, what are the qualities that make one a great volunteer?
what are the qualities that makes one a great volunteer?
Yes, please. As a beginner.
As a beginner, where does your heart stand when it comes to helping others? Were you ever, and I'm gonna say you, I'm not hitting you, but it's a general statement for everyone, all right? You have to look back at yourself. Because there was one time in your life where you needed help and you got that help and you saw how beneficial it was for you when someone helped you. Now, do you have what it takes? Do you have the heart to now turn around and help someone else. If you have the heart and the willingness and find the joy and the pleasure, all right, you must find joy and pleasure. If you turn around and helping somebody and it bothers you, it hurts you, then you're not a volunteer. And that's the simplest way I can put it. You must find the joy and peace inside of it. If it costs you and it hurts you, but it's a good cost and a good hurt. Now, there's people who say there's not such as a good cost and a good hurt. Yes, there is, because you find joy in it at the end of the road. Because if it was a case whereby I didn't like it, take it from me, I would not have been volunteering. But even though it cost me financially, and at the same time it might cost me in other ways, at the end results I feel very good. Because why? I played a part. Even if it's a peck, I played a part in it, and I was able to impact somebody's life. That is what I look for when I say to people, or when someone asks me that same question, what are the qualities? First, let's check your heart. See where your heart is. How do you feel when you help somebody? Someone asks you for a glass of water. How do you? What did that do for you? Next person, please. I hope I answer your question, Ms. Bamfour.
Yes,
Yes, you
please. Thank you
did.
very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you very much. Who else is here? Ambassador Hude, please put your hand down. Okay, can I have Keto?
Okay, please, good evening.
Good
Thank
evening.
you very much for such presentation. I'm inspired this evening. So I have questions for both Reverend Dr. Lilian and Dr. Devon. Okay, so these are my questions. The first one is, how do I volunteer to give a support if I find no opportunities? And the second one is, how do I find any project to work on? There are some of us who have no such, excuse my word, but have no such IQ to identify problems or challenges in our society or communities to work on. Unless maybe someone finds such opportunity, then we give the support to do. So what will be your advice for us? And then the third question is, how do we leverage on those UN opportunities that Dr. Devon spoke about? These are my three questions I want to ask. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for those questions. So let me take it from the second question. So where your second question is concerned, or this answers will cover all your questions. All right. Opportunities. Okay, no, this way. You have what's called we people will say, I have an idea. All right. I have an idea, but I do not have the resources. That is a problem. Or I have the resources, but I do not have an idea to put my resources to work with. I am to have a conversation with some of your villagers. And I'm just using your village as an example, okay? I'm not going outside of your village or outside of your community or outside of your country. I'm saying just in your village. I'm pretty sure you can identify challenges, issues that you guys might have, that you guys can say, let's come together. Or you of yourself, even if no one wants to come together with you, you of yourself can. What we look for in the UN is this: there is a problem. Now we need a solution to the problem. What might happen is this: you might find the problem, but you do not have the solution. Forums like these is where you're now able to connect with others and share that problem that you have or that you've identified, and allow others now to now turn and say, you know what? I've experienced that before, and this is a solution that I use. I don't mind sharing it a little bit with you. We can tweak it to make it work in your area. Because no to individual determine how you can find a problem, or you can even develop a solution. You just have a solution, but you don't have a problem. And then eventually one day you find a problem to actually that you have the solution for. All right. That is how you look at it, and that is the reality behind it. Because I'll give you an example. And ladies, for those of you ladies here, please forgive me, but I don't mean to think. You have areas, one in Durban, South Africa. Someone called me all the way in the States here and said, hey, there's a very big problem in some of the remote villages where the school girls have to go to school. However, at that time of the month, they're absent from school. Why? Because they do not have the necessary needed sanitary napkins in order for them to be able to still go to school. So when that time of the month comes, they stay home from school. That's a problem. That's a very big problem. So when they told me that, now I can't deal with it, but I know of another organization that deals with such. So I spoke to those organizations and I said, hey, there's a problem in South Africa. I want y'all to jump on. And I made the connection, and they were now able to provide that community within Durban there. And those same young girls that were staying home from school at that time of the month, they were able to go to school. That's what I mean when I say the problems are there. You just have to identify it. It doesn't matter if you have the IQ or not, because a lot of us, we might not have the IQ, but it's just a matter of you see a need or you see a solution to a need, and you're able to find a way to connect it. If you might not be able to connect it yourself, but positioning yourself in the areas where you can be able to build that connection to have to get the solution to that problem is one way to look at it as well. I hope I answered your questions them there. If I missed any, let me know quickly, because I only have 1 more minute. I just begged them for another 5 minutes.
No, I think it's okay. Let's have Daniel. Daniel, please go ahead. Daniel Kamara.
Yeah, how are you?
Good, sir.
I just want to say thanks and appreciation to the entire teams that have given their own contribution and their experience towards volunteerism and the rest. For me, I just want to have one question. How can we be part of the training? Like for instance, for us to have this diplomatic training, I heard that someone was mentioning it. So we really in Sierra Leone here want to be part, but we don't have the access to it.
So that for that and let me say this here. If and this is not you, Mr. Daniel, this is general, okay? I tell people, if you're looking for this here just for diplomatic clearances, the same speed you get it, you can lose it. All right. So please, for everyone, don't let that be your drive. All right. That is a benefit, but don't let that be a drive, because the moment organizations or the UN discover that you're doing it just for that, they will pull it from you. All right. But there's many organizations out there that has partnership with International Youth Network, which Dr. Lilian knows. She can be by conversating with her, she can walk you through the process and then get back to me, so I can later on make the right connection, because I need to know where to fit you. If she's saying she's going to recommend you, or you're one of the leaders or whomever that needs it, then she will let me know, and I will give her the criteria based on what I need to know, so I can know where to situate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are part of like for instance the volunteerism. We are part of it. It's part of us. For some of us, we are having a lot what we have done for young people across Sierra Leone. So it is just a matter for us to be part and parcel to all other activities. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Doc, I have to run. I would like to stick around and take more questions, but like I said, we'll do this again, and we'll have more time for questions and answers. All right, Doc? But with that being said, again, thank you very much, everyone. And again, I do apologize for being late. I know many of you stick around, but we will do it again, and we'll do it at a much comfortable time for you guys. For those of you that it's night already, we'll do it at a better time that the sun should be shining for all of us. so we're not fighting and rushing. But thank you very much to all of you, and I must take my leave now.
Okay, thank you very much, His Excellency Dr. Bannister. We appreciate you, and we'll do this again.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so luckily we still have the Secretary General here. We have a lot of the experts who spoke from the beginning. So for the guy who spoke from Sierra Leone, you realize a few months we had a global director for chaplaincy. He was able to acquire 20. He initially got spots for scholarship for 20 people from the International Training Center for Diplomacy. They have a course that they do in foreign affairs, diplomacy, and peace and security. The ideal cost costs $600, but International Youth Network, because of our affiliation to this institution, we get automatically $100. So anybody that registered from us pays only $500 for these 3 courses. And that is the first stage for you to now begin to do the Diplomacy Academy. You remember he said something. Not everybody can do some of the courses. Some of the courses that are UN affiliated are not even advertised. They cannot, it's even illegal to put it out there on social media. You have to recommend it. In the past, we had just recommended people just by because we know them. And their knowledge and the IQ and certain things have embarrassed us. So the International Training Center for Diplomacy have all these basic courses. That is the first step that you take. And then you continue. And then now, sometimes you are able to get for the youth, especially scholarships. So now you are a member of the International Youth Network. Instead of paying 600, you pay 500. Now scholarship comes and you don't pay anything; it's zero. So anytime we announce that we have few scholarship, you have to grab it. Just last year before the AGM, I managed to get scholarship for the youth government system for 30 people. And I told the youth president, I nominated you first. Give it to your ministers and your MPs. And quickly the Speaker of Parliament picked it and started bringing the MPs. I said, where are the ministers? Nobody showed up. And these are the same ministers that later was saying that they have been sidelined. And not knowing they have created a group secretly, and I'm not even on the platform. No leader of International Youth Network is on the platform. If you look at the group for the youth MPs for Ghana, all the leadership for Ghana are on the platform. So if there's announcements and
So
nobody, the leaders
whenever
don't
that
even
sort
put
of
it there.
opportunity happen, please,
Quick.
you make us know.
So listen, that is why you see that we have one general group on our platform. We have made sure that every member of every department in the whole world, at least we have at least 4 members on that platform. So that just in case some of the leaders who can get busy, just in case your leader is not bringing the opportunities that we announce. Now, if some of them are on the general platform, always pick that link and share. And then you remember that sometimes we even delete some posts on the platform because we want every announcement on that platform is important. You see what he said about some of the youth being given through woman, His Excellency, Her Excellency titles. And it's for a number of time. It's to make you feel like you can also get this title and be a president one day. It's all about the peace and security and youth being on decision-making table. This for all youth governments we are doing. It's for you to feel like I can be an MP, I can be a minister, I can be an assemblyman, I can be a youth leader, I can be a community rep. And sometimes all these opportunities are there. And before you can take on the direct UN programs, you have to enroll in the International Youth Network, International School of Diplomacy. The school fees, by being a member, you get $100 off automatic. And then occasionally there are scholarships. And me, when they tell me, I don't keep it to myself. I give it to all the leaders and I tell them, listen, the chaplains, those who are working very hard and were
Sorry, we're
first
having
commissioned
network issues.
by the global director, all of them took advantage of it. So how come you, the younger ones? And I'm hearing
The
that
network
very
is
soon.
really down,
Okay,
so we
now some
have
of you should mute
to
your microphone. I'm hearing that very
listen.
soon
The network
the
is giving us a
international.
lot of problem.
Okay, so mute. Some people are recording. You can listen to it. Very soon, the International School of Diplomacy, Peace and Security is going to release another set of scholarships for our youth. This one is purely for the youth, not for the units, the mature group. Because the mature group, most of you enjoyed last year. And when it comes, some of you think that I should know you. I'm the global president. I know everybody from every country. It will be given to everybody. The country heads will pick it. The youth groups, it will be allocated. And this is the first step of diplomacy training that you must go through. Then now you can be exposed to the most of the UN groups. We are going to have another web seminar from Canada, from an institution from Canada that we have 100% partnership with, and they are accredited by the Canadian Education. And this university is giving international youth members some opportunities that when you have done any course with our affiliated schools, they can also reissue another certificate from the Canadian Board of Education. You don't have to pay the school fees that you have to pay. Maybe you've done diplomacy with any of our diplomacy, peace and security, or any of the courses from our affiliated institutions. They will pick it on. Just you go through 1 or 2 questions, you just pay for the certification. That's all. You don't have to pay for school fees again. It's free. If I don't tell you about these things, I can't take it to my house. I don't have enough relatives to swallow this. But you have to make yourselves available. Your leaders. Your leaders
I'll
must
talk
tell
to
you
our
these
leader
things.
so that. All right.
So in Sierra Leone, the guy who spoke about Sierra Leone, the reason why
Yes.
you have not gotten these things is because the Sierra Leone, you are doing a lot of work even though you have not been commissioned. And sometimes when we bring some of these things, we have to show reports. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm doing a full UN report. It's a lot of work with the board chair. So if we say that, so we want to bring some of the scholarships to Sierra Leone, we have not even officially registered the network, but we have an office already. We have the leadership, but we are working on the registration. I have to show a report. In some of the countries, like I see Estella from Cyprus. Estella is doing wonderful, gathering people and all that, but we had to register. Then I sent a certificate. You know, Nigeria last year, Nigeria got 10 scholarships. We had to give 10 scholarship for diplomacy, peace and security. And that's like the first step for you to graduate to class 1, to do all these things that Dr. Bannister is talking about. And then other people, even those who are even paying, they also get discounts. But the country head for Nigeria at the time was nowhere to be found. You understand? So sometimes it's not us. And everybody thinks that because I'm the global president, I have to be held accountable. So now I'm saying all these things to all of you to hear, that hold your leaders accountable. If you belong to a unit, a department, a country, and you are not hearing anything, hold them accountable. Don't come and attack me. All the opportunities that Dr. Bannister Devon spoke about is open to everybody. If you want to be a United Nations rep in Geneva, in Austria, is by recommendation from your groups. You have to show work. So if you are part of the network, you are not doing anything. You are just there. You are just there. You are just there. All you want is commission. And then even some of you, when your 1-year appointment is up, you don't care. You don't bring any report. You don't even call us. My certificate has expired. Oh. But for 10 years, you are still holding on to the title. And then you come later to attack me. So please, all of you, let's all get working and enjoy all these things. I cannot keep it to myself. It's for all of you. And the good news is also that we have now qualified to organize Model United Nations programs. This Model United Nations program, we can organize in every country in all over the world. If you're a member of the International Youth Network and you want to attend any of these programs anywhere in the world, you don't get to pay expensive charges. You just register for the conference. We have the whole director for conferences committee. If you bring all your documents, they'll help you. When you get a visa, you just put a little donation to the network, but we don't have money in our coffers. We don't charge you anything, but you pay for your own visa fee. If another model UN program invites us and says, oh, we have 5 slots and it's funded, I'll talk to all the country. We have the WhatsApp group for all the country heads. Every country head that is legal with us is on the platform. If your country head does not read, does not engage, doesn't care about the platform, you can't blame me. Sometimes when I put the things there and I see that some of the country heads are not doing that, that International Youth Network group that has all reps there, me myself, I'll come and put it there. You understand? If your leaders or your supervisors, don't tell you, don't come later and say that, oh, we don't even have opportunities, you don't get this, and then you attack me. All this attacking me must stop. because I'm not a country head for any country. I'm just floating around. Thank you very much. Now address all questions to the Secretary General. Secretary General, are you
Thank
still
you very
here?
much. Thank you.
I'm going to move my car to another spot. So address all questions to the Secretary General or the Global Director of Administration. They are both on. Dr. CNN, are you here? Okay, I see Dr. Amza is still here. Okay.
Come on, one and you. I fetch the plan than say.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm doing two things at the same time.
Okay, does anybody have any question? Otherwise, His Excellency Secretary General, you have the floor, please.
I think currently, a lot has been said already. Dr. Bannister already revealed some of the key components that we all needed to be very vital in this particular movement. And if you look at the presentation that he just did, that entails a lot of opportunity that people have to grab. So the doors has already been opened, then it has left for us to make efforts to grab the opportunities. Because the opportunities may be created for you, but it cannot be handled to you. You have to pick it up because we don't know what you want. So I would say from the presentation, a lot has been said. And then I believe our members are happy about the presentation. And we hope to also work as a team to help each and everyone to grow in this perspective because we're moving together and then we are also willing to make all the necessary recommendation to people who are very effective in this particular movement because that's what matters because your work pays for whatever you're going to get. So let's try to bring our energy back, do the best for the network, and be ready to grab the glory. Okay, so that's what I have to say right now. But if there's any concerns or any questions, which is within my capabilities, I'm ready to pretty much put enlightenment to that. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, my name is Darlene Frimpong. I'm speaking from France, and I just wanted to congratulate Madame Lilian and also yourself for the great job you are doing. It's not easy because it is global, and well done for the work you are doing. And I think all what you have saying, we hear that, and we try to improve ourselves to do better things. Sorry for my English because me, I speak more French than English as I'm
No,
born
it's
in
okay.
France.
It's okay. I mean, we
So,
understand.
or
So.
if you want, I can speak in French. Je peux parler français si vous voulez, parce que je parle très bien français. But I think all of us will not understand. But
Okay, no, it's okay.
congratulations.
So whatever you say, we understand. So go
Yeah,
ahead. Thank you.
congratulations. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
To
Congratulations.
try
Yeah.
to
Thank you. Speaking
to
English.
try to thank you to try to get to try to let us to be together and to do that great job in our country. So thank you so much. Kudos to the team, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank
Wow.
you so much. Thank you.
De rien, madame. Merci.
So we have, I said, a BS professor. I cannot see the full name. So whoever is up, oh, Professor Comfort, right? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Bishop Professor Comfort Sledu from Ghana, and I'm also in the Christian Missions as an advisory board. I would say a pleasant evening to everyone, and I'm so much enthused by the presentations. I say kudos to all of you, especially Her Excellency Lilian, Dr. Lilian, and all the speakers. I think it's ripe for our youth to hear this. And as the first speaker who said something from the lady from France, I think, Her Excellency Howda also was saying that most of us, we were doing things we don't want it to be on the limelight. We don't want to show people that we are doing this or that. And then, well, you rightly said that if one does not know, how can one recognize or do something about it? Some of us, we have something on the Google. When we Google, you can, with our names, you can find some of the other things that we have been doing. And most of the things we don't let people see, especially training somebody or catering for somebody who is not your child and other things, all for the work of God. And we all say that you will be awarded in future when you go to heaven. But in their network, as we are pushing this agenda out, I think it is necessary and right for everyone to try and do something and let the whole world see that we can also change the world by faith and now doing in the work of God. We can also change the world. Look at these youngsters outside, all around the world, doing things that are not right. We can group them and train them so that they will know that their life is more important than what they are doing. In so doing, we will put the agenda forward. People all over other places don't have water to drink. People all over other places don't have food to eat. When we think, or when we sit down and we think, I think we can get some ideas and then know exactly what to do. Like one of you rightly said that you go around and look for where there's need. And even if you don't have answers, you bring people together. And there may be people who also have, who are thinkers, who can also bring out answers. And there are people who can also help in the way of funding. At the end of the day, you have your whole thing done. So thank you so much. The evening has been very fruitful, and the whole program has been aired in a way that everybody has gotten some understanding. And I believe we can move forward from here. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But then we have two more people who also raised up their hand, and then I think they have something to say. But then I just wanted to touch on sending to just within 2 seconds. It's very unfortunate when it comes within the African settings, based on our various religious beliefs, it has made us to run away from various opportunities. And people confused they confuse marketing with showing off. Okay. People think when you are marketing yourself, you then showing off, but it doesn't work that way, especially in the developed countries. So it's something that I'm looking to make a broader lecture about it. There's a lecture that I did before and they sent it to Nigeria. And the theme is religious economy with religious economy, Africa based on religious economy, while the developed country based on economy of financial growth. So we dwell all our direction based on religious line than rather focusing on something that will help us to grow. That doesn't mean we shouldn't stay within the doctrine of whatever religion we believe in. But the doctrine of whatever religion we believe in. But however, there are certain decisions I believe that we implement in connection with our religious beliefs sometimes push us away from certain opportunities. So yes, it's good when people don't have to put some
Thanks
time
so
out.
much.
Yes, so we have the next person. Go ahead and speak. Whoever has It's your hands up. You can have the
Okay,
floor.
hello.
Thank you.
My name is Hude Noshianaut from Ghana, CEO and founder of Humble Child Organization. I just want to appreciate this opportunity and appreciate each and every one of us doing the work of God as humanitarian work. It is not easy. It comes with a lot of challenges. But the Lord God still wants us to do good and be our neighbor's keeper. Even in the Bible, Matthew 25:35, it says, on the last day, the Lord will ask you, when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was thirsty, did you give me water to drink? When I was naked, did you clothe me? Oh, you said, Lord, we did not see you. He said, when you do to the less privileged, the orphans, the poor, it is me you were doing it for. So I encourage each and every one of us to go ahead and do the will of God. And he who sees in secret will reward each and every one of us. Thank you, and have a good night and good day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we're just gonna take the last, and then I think we have three more people. So go ahead. If you have your hand, you have the floor.
Hello, good evening. I am Princess
Yeah. Good evening.
Efobam Ajumai. I'm from Ghana and I'm
What's your name, please?
Princess Efobam Ajumai.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm from Ghana and I'm a university student. I'm in my first year. And I would like to thank you for this opportunity. I've been on this webinar since it started, even before Madam Sally began speaking. I've been on it. And I want to say this has made a very great impact for me. Very, very great impact, because I have this passion for diplomacy. And the things that were shared on this webinar, I had no idea these are what and what I have to do before I could even get to work on the UN. I thought maybe if you just get the connections, I can directly go there. But now I've seen that before even getting the connections, I have to build up myself. So this webinar has been a great impact, and I'd like to appreciate you all. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And hopefully there'll be another webinar that I can learn more things that could help me in my volunteering journey. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for your input. But again, you can also instead of you waiting for another webinar to be created, to create a platform for you to use it as a leverage to get to where you want to get to, you can also try to private chat some of the few leadership, maybe pretty much they can maybe the president herself, or you can have our head of administration, Dr. CNN, or myself, anybody you can private chat for any directive, and we can also pick it up from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I will surely do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you have your hand up, I think we have two people. You can go ahead and start speaking, and then we'll take it from there. Very soon, in 15 minutes, we should start wrapping up, or maybe in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Is there anybody who wants to say something, please? Is there anybody who wanted to say something, please?
Okay, so I want to say that I really appreciate everybody's time, and it was amazing. Got to a time the group was full. Google had to alert us, and people are leaving. People get a chance to enter, and very soon we'll get our official Zoom link that can take thousands of people. And God bless all of you for staying from the beginning to the end. And I want to appreciate all the country heads that stayed from the beginning to, especially Estella from Cyprus. I see Jerry, the let me acknowledge one or two people. Jerry, the New York State chairperson, the chairperson for New York State. I see Dr. Fiona, who is for the chairperson for Virginia. I see Dr. Peregrine Pierce Person, who is one of our chaplains. He's been on from the beginning. I see Theophilus, see Winifred, I see Monica from West End University Campus Club. Most of you were on from Sharifa, you did very well. Reverend Dr. Peregrine Pierce Person, you did very well. I think you should have spoken in to advise. Chaplains are counselors. Most of our youth are on, the youth government systems are on, the MPs. I see most of the MPs. I'm so proud of you. I love my MPs so much.
We love
And
you too.
yes, the youth MPs are dear to my heart. So very soon we are going to start raising funds to build your own youth parliament for you. And it's one of the things that is dear to my heart. And the campus, I see Blanksmore has been on. Collins Young, that's the youth president. He didn't speak. I thought he was going to say something, but he didn't say anything. I saw Amevo. I see Wisdom. Wisdom was the former chief of staff. I see Martin. I see Peter. I see Darling. I see Darling. I heard her speaking French. God bless you so much. Samuel, I see
Merci.
you. Yeah. Comment ça va? Ça va très
Ça va
bien?
très bien, merci. Thank you.
Very good. I see Mary. I see Winifred. All of you. Peter, I see you. I see all of you. And I say, God bless you. And hey.
Oui, bonsoir.
And very soon we are going to go to France.
Madam
The
President, I
country,
think you have two people who wanted to ask question, though.
the country head for France is going to host one of our World Executive Diplomatic Summit. We are going to host one in France very soon,
Yeah,
and most
yeah.
of you should apply to attend. Okay, in
The two
France.
people are speaking, just that their hands are still up.
Sharifa already asked a question. Is your hand still up or is a new hand? I see Feka from Sunyani,
Yes,
Brother
please.
Hafo. Feka, me, I'm acknowledging my I see me, I see Feka Grace from the Women's Department. God bless you. I see her husband. God bless you so much. I see Doji. God, that Doji. You're also here. God bless you so much. Madam Ellen too was here. So if Farouk, Deputy Country Head for Ghana, I see you. Masterminds, I see you. Angela. God bless you so much. And then the woman's patron is still here. And now Hude. God bless you so much. So we are done. We are done. So the Secretary General says somebody has a question. Otherwise, I want Dr. Peregrine to give one last advice and then we can close. Or maybe the Secretary General can call for the closing.
Okay. Hello, Madam President. Did you just mention him? Did you just call me?
Pardon?
I think somebody's on the line. Let's see.
Okay. Who is on the line, please?
Okay. Okay. In conclusions, first of all, we just want to begin by thanking Almighty God for guiding us through all this struggling up to this point. And also, secondly, and ultimately, we also have to extend our sincere gratitude and thanks to our Honorable President and Excellency, Ms. Lilian Sally for paving the way and creating the opportunity for each and everyone here to be able to make it in life. Because it's not everybody that could do so. So for somebody to dedicate a life to say, look, I don't want to build wealth for myself or myself and my family, but I'm there to save or to serve humanity. That's a very great initiative. So we thank God for her life and for initiative and for a plan for the network, and most importantly, to implant something good in all of us for us to have the opportunity to grow. And of course, we also have to thank each and everyone for committing ourselves to be part of this great initiative, and also seek for the blessings and guidance of Almighty God to lead us in this particular initiative, to make sure we bring all our commitment to make this a very great success. And lastly, we should still keep the spirit moving unabated, and we should connect as a family. We shouldn't let anything derail our interest, and we should know whatever we invest in here doesn't go waste, but rather it's an investment that will bring a great fortune for us. Don't forget, ask yourself, even the universities that we have in Ghana, they were not even able to bring the boss of United Nations to come and speak to us that easy. Within a short period of time, if our honorable president is able to do this, this should tell you the kind of opportunities that God has bring closer to your door. So all that you have to do is to grab this. And grabbing this doesn't demand any degree or any qualification. All that it demands is commitment, dedication, and hard work. Thank you all for your time, and may God bless us all. Amen.
Thank you too. Good night.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
You.
Amen.
We have closed.
Bye bye. Au revoir
Yeah.
tout le
Please, have
monde.
you
Au
prayed already?
revoir.
No.
Yeah, we should
Bye-bye.
have somebody to pray for. Since we have our chaplains, they could pray and then we go.
Chaplain, okay. So let's invite our global director for chaplaincy to give us a closing prayer.
Okay, man.
Shall we please bow for a word of prayer? Unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly than all that we think and we ask of, we give you glory and we give you praise for having you bring us from afar and near for one purpose. We declare that your name should be glorified now and forevermore. We pray that you will continue to feed us with more ideas. We pray that you would continue to expand our wings as a network. We pray that financially you will stabilize us. We pray that you would give us solid ideas that will enable us to be able to fulfill our assignment as a network. We declare that let peace, unity, and security dwell among us, even as a network, in the name of Jesus. Through this meeting, we thank you for bringing a resolution, and we pray that may you continue to uphold us with your righteous right hand, that at the end we will gather once again and we'll say that this is the doing of the Lord, and it is marvelous on our sight. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
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 Bye
Amen.
bye. So thanks
Bye
for your time.
bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.